Skin the Hardaway Southern T. Shout out my guy Strong Will sliding through this junk. Shout out my early comer Strong Will. He said, "Damn, now that's tough." Out of them four, honestly, I don't know, bro. Normally, I'm good with picking the top dog, but this is a tough question for sure. Not just limited to them four either. You know, anybody you think under 147, we are here for it today. Whoever you think, all answers welcome. Shout out my man Terry Conley. My man Terry Conley said, "My dog, my dog, Southern T Boxing, just showing love to the grind king. Southern T Boxing for Rookie of the Year." Appreciate that, King. Don't they be telling me? Don't they be telling me? Rookie of the Year. Let me get this thing shared. Let me get this thing shared real quick. Again, I ain't shared this shit on shit. I'm gonna drop it on my Twitter first. What's this? 17 Live 191. This would be what, 191? Yeah, it would. Yeah, appreciate y'all folks sliding through. I got Terry Cummings tattooed the super chat. I'm gonna leave that joint up there. Let me get this thing shared though. Yeah, I'm gonna get right into it. It's 191 17 line EP 191. Central Time. Who is the best under 147? That's what today about. I'm getting sure. That's why I'm taking my time. Who's the best under 147? That's the question we're here for today. Or who you think will be the last man standing? I'm finna share it on my Twitter, on my gram, then I'm gonna do my Facebook rundown, and we gonna get into it. I'm a little early. Well, actually, I'm a little late, as far as the time go. But I'm a little early, given that I ain't shared this motherfucker. I ain't told, but I only got two folks in here right now, so I can go and do what I need to do right now. It'll be good. So I got some shit to do today, but I'm gonna be here for at least an hour or so. I shouldn't have to cut this motherfucker short. There's no we step in night in there. I'm gonna get rolling these blunts in a minute, y'all. But I'm gonna be going sharing my shit though. Got my shit shared on my Twitter. Got it shared on my Twitter. Got to get it shared on my IG and on the book. So what's up, Southern T Boxing Sports and the fan watching these ads, bro. I didn't know you could come in while watching the ads. Yeah, in fact, you can, AB. Yo. Shout out my guy AB for coming while watching the ad. Greatly appreciate you, bro. Just shout out to y'all folks. Shout out to my bro. We about to get into it today. AB, who we think the best guy is under 147? Who we think the best is under 147? I'm getting this thing shut. But yeah, you can watch the ads before you come in. That's like appreciate you for always watching the ad too, buddy. Appreciate you for always watching the ads too, buddy. Appreciate y'all folks for coming through. Appreciate y'all watching the ads. Appreciate y'all in the super chats. I'm gonna have to put my cash app up there. Appreciate all the good stuff. Appreciate all the support I get from the channel. All that good stuff. I'm gonna use that one. I'm gonna use that one. I'm getting the shirt, y'all. Bear with me, bear with me. I'm getting the shirt, AB. Yeah. About to go back. I'm finna go. Be productive. Go get my weed. I'm finna roll up. We finna get to it. Let me be productive. Progressive. Big old desert eagle on me. And all I do on that against me shall prosper. Yeah. Waiting on them boys outside. Let's get them come outside. Niggas know we stepping night and day. You hear that church up in my voice, cause that's just how I'm raised. He's a happy, he's a Haney, Tank, and Shakur, in my opinion. It's hard to choose out of them though, but I'm gonna lead towards Tank. That's who you think. So you got Haney. So you think Haney. So from there, right? So from next you think Haney. So from next you think Haney is so you kind of think Haney is the best guy at 140. I got it up on. I got it up on IG. I got it up on my Twitter. Got to show them my Facebook and shit. And we will go and get into it, y'all. With no distractions. Let me get my shit rolled up and shit. We can go and get into it. So AB just said, AB gave me a list of a couple names, but the first name he said was Haney. Y'all know how I do. I be wanting to see who y'all got. I want to know who y'all think the best is. I'm gonna tell y'all who I think the best is, and then we're gonna talk about the last man standing. But he said in order, he got my guy AB, my digital creator, my digital engineer, my digital engineer. AB said he got Haney, Tank, and Shakur, in my opinion. It's hard to choose out of them though, but I'm gonna lead towards Tank. Excellent answer. Tank is a little older than them guys too. Shout out my guy MP. What the fuck, sliding through this joint. Glad you can make it through this joint, brother. Glad to see y'all on this good Friday morning, brother. Glad y'all can make it. Glad y'all can make it. We talking, it's 147 week on Southern T, but we talking about the best outside of, we talking about the best under 147 right now. And to be real with you, I'm asking this question for a reason. I actually got the highest ceiling because I want to know who the best. I want to know who we feel like is the best. I want to know in general, who most people feel like, is the best under 147. Because it in order to be a great fighter, if you're a little man, especially if you're a little man, around the 147-pound division, 147, 154, 160, 168, 175, 200 heavyweight. 147 starts, the big dogs. That's where the big boys play at. The big boys play at 147. But in order to necessarily be a boxing great, and especially if you up and around 130, 135, you got to go to 147 and you got to make your mark. Now you could be a legend, you could be great without going up to 147, but it's a little different, when you go up to 147 and you do your thing in that 147-pound division. That 147-pound division is historical, and it does hold, cachet. So I want to know who we feel like the best guy under 147 is, and if you think that the best guy or any of the top guys at 147, could compete. I mean, any of the top guys at 140, the best guy, the top guys at 140 could compete with any of the guys at 147. The top guys at 147 type deal. You know what I mean? MP, what the fuck says salute T in chat. AB said, I don't know. I think Shakur might get Haney and Tank will get them both. Okay, so AB, so my guy AB leaning towards what? So you leaning towards Tank being the best fighter under 147. You leaning towards Tank being the best guy under 147. Is what I'm getting from you. Shout out my guy to D Hive. My guy to D Hive said Haney, Tank, and Stevenson, Colbert, Frank Martin are dark horses though. Frank Martin, nice shot. That's a good one. Frank Martin, you talking about like the ceiling? You mean the ceiling D Hive, or you mean the best? Or you mean the best right now? You think Frank Martin one of the best, or you think, or you were saying you think Frank Martin got a high ceiling type deal? Frank Martin is nice though. Frank Martin super athletic. You know what I'm saying? He's a super athletic dude. Good power, quick guy. I like Frank Martin. That's a good one. I like Montana Love too. Since we talking about, you know, one under 147. I like Montana Love at 140 type deal. And of course, we got Regis Prograis. We got Regis Prograis in and around, in and around that junk too. Type deal. Checkmate Boxing says, sup, Southern T Boxing and Sport. Shout out my guy Checkmate sliding through this. I'm glad you can make it. Check my brother Check. Glad you can make it. My brother Check said he putting 700 on Caleb Plant for 20,000. And I'm gonna tell him, I'm gonna pretty much, do the same, 500. I'm gonna do the 500, but I ain't gonna lie. That extra 200 been sounding real tempting at 20K. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I'm also betting on Caleb Plant. I know my guy Checkmate Boxing been getting famous off his famous $700 Caleb Plant bet. Shout out my guy Checkmate Boxing riding with Caleb Plant too. We finna get this nigga up out of here, Checkmate. We finna get this Canelo nigga up out of here. Shout out my guy, my co-host Marco Casey, sliding through this joint. Y'all still getting this thing shared. I'm getting this thing shared and shit, y'all. We finna get into it. Glad y'all good folks to come through. Shout out my guy, Mark Casey. So who y'all got? Who y'all think the best guy under 147? And who y'all think, got the highest ceiling under 147? All eight, who y'all think will rise to the top at 147? All ages, included. All fighters included. We not limited to, who you see on the screen. It's opinion. How you feel? Your opinion might not, be my opinion. Me personally, the best guy under 140, just being the best guy at 140, just being real. He said high ceiling boost. I said under one. I said under 147, Marco Case. Under 147. Not 147, under 147. That's why I ain't say 47, because I know most people gonna feel like it's Jerome Booth Ennis. Under 147. The best fighters under 147. High ceiling on 147. And who you think rising to the top at 147? Man, fucking weirdo. You know, okay, I'm done, y'all. I'm back now. He said I might do 1,000. Man, shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I seen Kellen Plant the other day at the at the at the media workout. That boy looking excellent shape, man. That boy roll my blunt real quick. I got my t-shirt now. Now I can talk to y'all freely. That boy looking excellent shape, chick. And again, appreciate all y'all sliding through this junk this morning. I'm here this morning. I don't got shit going until a little later. I don't got nothing going to a little later, so I'm posted. We finna be here. But that boy looked in hella shape. I'm a little more confident now in him. I like that. I like to see that my fighters actually been working, man. He making me feel good about the best and shit. He's all my best. All good, Marco. The best under 140 is Tank, Gary, Antoine Russell. Checkmate Boxing said the best under 140 is Tank and Gary Antoine Russell. The D-High said, I mean, the best in general. To me, Haney has the highest ceiling. Colbert and Martin have the potential to upset dudes if they're uncareful. Marco Casey said, I think I'd probably take Josh Taylor as the best, but that's just right now. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Mark. Right now, just out strictly, who done the most shit, the Regis program win. I say right now, the best is probably Josh Taylor. The best is probably Josh Taylor. What's good? That's me, my guy. That's me. Just fell through. He said, yo, what's up? Appreciate you sliding through this, John. That's me. New boy, new fat boy fitness. Appreciate you sliding through this, John, y'all. When this motherfucker talking about, 140 and down, the best guy, who we think the best little guy is, considered the best little guy, who we think the best little guy is, who we think got the highest ceiling, who we think, go rise to the top. You know what I mean? I was watching Petit fights last night. That boy tough, bro. Yeah, he is. Yeah, Jamal James ain't got no easy fight. You know what I mean? I hope nobody wasn't thinking it. But yeah, right now I'd probably say Josh Taylor, but that don't mean I think Josh Taylor beat all the guys under 140. I just think right now he's the best. You know what I'm saying? But I think in the fight, I think if they all lined up under 147, new fat boy fitness. That's why I made it under 147 and not 47. That's strictly why I made it under 147. It's 147 week. I know Boots fight tomorrow, and I did this on purpose. It's 147 week. I'm gonna call the Boots fight tomorrow. Y'all know what's going on. But I need the best person under 147 right now. I need the best little man. 147 and up start the big dogs. I need the best little man. Desme said James go lose. He said drop a link certainty. I give my take on it. All right, man, I'm finna drop that motherfucker right now. Matter of fact, I'm finna drop that bitch right now. My brother. Right now, my brother. All right, how the fuck I get in here? More. Post comment. There it is. There you go, check. And I can put it in the chat now because I don't care about people clicking on. I don't know weird ass shit because I don't got no more strikes. So I can put it down there now. There you go, dog. Y'all can click that motherfucker. Feel free to come in. Any of y'all if y'all want to. Feel free to come in. Shout out my guy AB. Dropping their website for your boy. Shout out my digital engineer AB. Dropping their Southern T Boxing and Sports website. If y'all haven't checked out the website, make sure y'all click that link right there. My brother AB just dropped. Make sure y'all click that link and y'all check out Southern T Boxing and Sports, the website. And if y'all haven't, go to shayroyals.com and get your CBD oils. I'm telling y'all, this shit work wonders. Got my skin looking and feeling luxurious. You know what I'm saying? I got eczema. My motherfucking lips be crushed all the time. I slap a little of this shit on there. She lasts me about 3 motherfucking days. I swear. I use it every day, but I swear I don't get to. I could use that shit today. That shit go last me at least about 4 days. I mean, this baths, just taking baths and everything. And now my shit do not like. I don't be crispy, crunchy, coon walking around this motherfucker no more. So shout out my guy 7BA. Make sure y'all go to stayroyals.com and make sure y'all support my brother AB, my digital creator, and y'all go check out the Southern T Boxing and Sports website. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate that, AB. If you need a website made, if you need a website made, if you need digital pictures, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. You need pretty much anything got to do with the internet, anything got to do with their branding type shit. My boy sells shoes too, shoes that he created. He sells them. So anything you need help with as far as this computer shit go, this techno shit go, holla at my guy AB. Holla at my guy AB. That's me said James ass going to lose. How you see it going, That's me? I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, that's me. I ain't really up on that dude. That Jamal James got to fight. So how you feel it going? He said T. He said T. What they say? T-A-I-A. He said T. We corporate now. This a business, motherfuckers. Ah, yeah, for sure. for sure, Mark. For sure. You see, I told y'all folks I need help. You see, I gave you control over the Facebook page, Mark, because this shit a business, man. No great business is ran by one motherfucker, man. You feel me? No great business ran. All y'all help the business. All y'all in this motherfucker. I got 6 people in here right now. Y'all are the business. Y'all 6 people right now are the business. The link right there. I dropped the live link, bro. Southern T Boxing and Sports. I dropped the live link. It's in there. Let me do it again. Let me do it again for you. Do y'all see it? Do y'all see the live link? I dropped it, bro. I'm finna do it again for you. I can see it. Do you see it, chick? Y'all don't see it either. He said, from what I was seeing last night, Batib go to the head and body. James Tyler gonna get hit to the body way too easily. He might get dropped from a body shot. Damn. For real? I gotta do my homework this, man. I gotta check this. I gotta see. Because Jamal James is the favorite. I noticed that. I noticed this too. They make all our fighters the favorites, bro. Like, they don't want us to get no money type shit. But Jamal James is the favorite, though. So I gotta go check that out because I'm out for making money. I'm out for live underdogs and all that shit. I don't give a fuck if it's black, purple, Mexican, anything. I like to win. So I gotta go check him out. But just out familiarity, I will pick James. Just out familiarity. Shout out my brother Checkmate Boxing sliding through this joint. Glad you could make it. Homie.
What's going on, my brother? Yeah, it's been a minute. So I like to support you because I love your grind. I tell you that all the time.
Appreciate you.
So you always keep it moving, and for me, I'm a visionary, and I close my eyes and I can see where you're gonna be a year from now.
Appreciate you, bro.
It's gonna be on a whole nother level. Me too, it's always a start. You know what I mean? It's and people think about, okay, well, we've had conversations. People want to be like at the top right away. No. You got to have that long-term vision. So as long as you start, and you've done that, and I admire, and definitely appreciate, your hustle, my brother.
Appreciate you, man. It's all about, we gonna have bad days, we gonna have good days, but it's about being there every day for the bad and the
You're
good days.
consistent. You are consistent. You know what I mean? So you just got that grind, that hustle that a lot of people don't have.
Bingo.
So, but yeah, man.
Like this shit, chick.
Well, listen, I tell you this on Twitter all the time. So because I recognize you can't ignore it. It's fact. It's fact. So one step at a time. But yeah, when it comes to the under 147, Tank Davis is my favorite right now. But I tell you that, I always put Devin and Shakur when they came. I put them in the same boat. I put them because, you know, they came in after Tank. So I always put them as, okay, that's going to be the new generation. Devin has the most upside because of his physical, you know, his talent as far as his physique, you know, his length, you know what I mean? As far as, you know what I mean? Him being able to use that jab. So I see Devin maximizing his potential at 147. I don't really see Tank you know, doing the 147 thing because he's only 5'5". The only other person that we know who done that at that size is Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
You know, so we're asking too much of Tank to do that, and it would have to be a strategic fight. Yep. You know what I mean? It would have to be just someone that he said, okay, I could take that, but he can't sustain 147. But I'm sure he can go up there and tackle a couple of people at 147. But I want him to master 135. I really wanted him to actually master 130. You know what I mean? But I believe he can beat Josh Taylor right now at 140.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know you said you think Josh Taylor, you believe Josh Taylor is the best fighter right now, under 147. Yeah. Now this is my take on it. You got to give him all the props, you know, for accomplishing that feat of undisputed, you know. Yeah. But when I think about who he has fought and everything, I know you hold Regis at a high regard. For me, I think Regis is an okay fighter. I think that fight should have been a draw at the very least.
I actually think Regis won that one, Chet. You know,
right? You know. That's I was saying it could have been a draw at the very least, but I would have edged it to the Regis. But you know, he was fighting in, you know, in Josh's hometown, so you know how that's gonna go.
I think.
But I look at it this way. Go ahead. What'd you say?
Scotland. He was fighting in Scotland.
Scotland. Yeah. So my thing is this: Tank is the most polished right now. When under 140, okay, I'm not gonna really talk about the 140 at the moment because again, to me, I think Gary Antoine Russell is the most talented at 140. Obviously, Josh Taylor is the most accomplished, but when Gary Antoine Russell get that shot, there ain't no question who's going to come out the victor. He's going to KO Josh Taylor. Guarantee you that. There's too many holes in Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor got a high motor. You know what I mean? He's like that. He's got fire. You know what I mean? He's got a lot of heart. You know what I mean? He's definitely going to, you know, to keep that motor running. But when I look at the skill, I just see Gary Antoine Russell easily taking him out.
He said, I'm not sure if Devin can bang at 147 though. And then Mark said Tank's power would keep him in the mix at that weight. He definitely got more than a shot at 147. I think with Tank, Tank boxing ability can let him fight at 47. I think his power will let him fight at 147. I think his IQ will let him fight 147. But his arms are so short. That's short.
What I'm saying. His physical attributes. It's not his skill. He's probably, to me, Tank is, you can't name 3 fighters in boxing right now who is more skilled, who have displayed that skill in the ring on a consistent basis than Tank. You can't name 3 people. Don't give me Canelo. I don't want to hear people talk about Canelo. Canelo has never dominated a top fighter, and Billy Joe Saunders outboxed him until he lost. Kovalev, old Kove outboxed him until he lost. You know what I mean? And you think of the other bums he fought, Yildirim, you know, and Rocky Field. No, I don't even look at that, man.
Yeah, he said, I don't think we've seen the best of Tank yet. Nah, and really, I know I did it today, but I kind of want us to stop putting Tank in the conversation with Devin and Shakur and, you know, those guys. Even though he is around that weight and we want to see him fight him, but really, y'all, realistically, Tank will beat those dudes' ass right now. Just to be real, realistically, he will beat the shit out of a lot. Like people think, you know, right now everybody riding that Shakur wave, and Shakur is a good fighter, but Tank would probably stop these dudes just off him being 27 and them being 22. You know what I mean? Just the difference in.
Well, he ain't 27 yet. Tank's still 26.
26.
Tank's still 26. I think he turned 20. I think he'll be 27 in November, but he's still 26 technically. So
see, I thought he just turned 27. But yeah, so shit. But I'm just saying, even then though, like he much more advanced than them though. Like
But he is. But I'll tell you this: Tank's kind of. There was a couple of years where Tank wasn't focused. You know what I mean? And you can't get those years back. But I think it was a blessing in disguise because he's super focused now.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So he had to grow and mature and learn. Where there's other fighters that, you know, they are, you know, they're mentally there already, just, you know, going through the grind and putting in that time. Tank, you know what I mean? He did his thing, got into his little troubles and wasn't dedicated. You know what I mean?
He's a human being.
Yeah. Well, listen, brother, we all make mistakes. Listen, I'm not faulting him. You know, like I said, but if you know, if I could think of one fighter that that the most dedicated person I've ever seen in boxing, he's always in shape, always in the gym. You know what I mean? He's really a 140 pounder. He has to eat himself half to death just to make 147. You know what I mean? And then we think about this: when Floyd fought Canelo, Floyd, you know what I mean? Floyd don't have that power like that, and he was the smaller guy, but he dominated.
Floyd used to lose weight sometimes going into those fights the next day. Like Floyd used to lose weight sometimes going into those fights. Like he'll weigh in at 147, but he'll come back the next day.
Time.
He'll come back next day, be 144 pounds, 140
all the time.
I said,
all the time.
He's losing weight.
Yeah, that's why I said he had to force himself to get up to 147. You know what I mean? When he fought Canelo, he went in the ring at 149. Canelo was like 165 when they fought. You know what I mean? The day of the fight. I know Canelo outweighed him like about 16 or 17 pounds, but it didn't matter. You know what I mean? Because skills pay the bills. And he stayed in the pocket. He didn't run. You know what I mean? He dominated. So this is why when people put this emphasis on power, this is why Tank is such a great fighter. You know what I mean? His resume will catch up to his skill set. But right now, when I look at the skill, Tank's performance, I mean, the way he's breaking down every fighter that he faces, people try to say that that he gave a horrible performance versus Gamboa. And I agree that was his worst performance, and that was only his worst performance. That's because he was only going for the knockout. You know what I mean? He was, it was his lowest punch output. He wasn't putting, together that game plan. He was only throwing hooks. And I was like, wow, but even so, he held Gamboa to 13%. You know what I mean? Landing. You know what I mean? He did better against Gamboa than Haney did. You know what I mean? So even in his worst performance, he still put Gamboa down on his ass 3 times. So I really admire Tank talent. But I know there's one thing. Now there's this new dedicated Tank. I'm telling you, 2022, 2023, he's going to conquer the world. I'm telling you.
Knockout Boxing had a problem, bro. He a problem, bro. I'm telling you. Yeah, somebody was just telling me that Batiste might be James. I was interested to see what y'all think about. Knockout, what you think about that shit? The Batiste James, I know he be doing breakdown and predictions and shit too. He do more than I do. I do them too, but I do them like for big fights, people I like and shit. He do them for damn near every week. He gonna have his fight breakdown and prediction. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Knockout Boxing 86 TV. He on his grind too. Matter of fact, he was like me and him hit 1K around the same time. I saw him hit 1K, and he was like, "Bro, you gonna be there not too long from me." I was like 200 from behind him. I saw him hit 1K, so we kind of hit this shit at the same mark. Shout out Knockout Boxing. He said I put my pick under the line from the vid last night. James going to be in hot water. So when you have a horrible performance and you still knock someone down 3 to 4 times and stop them, that's saying something. Are you talking about Tank?
Knockout Boxing 86 TV, absolutely. And that's the whole thing. People, he actually statistically dominated. He won every round. I gave Gamboa 1 round. Out of that whole fight, Gamboa had, landed more 1 round. Other than that, it was a statistical domination. And so when people listen, and he was unfocused, he was undedicated. He was going through personal issues, you know what I mean? Police matters and the court matters and all of that stuff. So much stuff that he just was not focused. What'd you say?
I said baby mama drama.
Baby mama drama, police drama, lawsuit drama, a lot of things. But my point is, like you said earlier, we're only human. He had to go through that phase. You know what I mean? But I think the second half, he's going to be dedicated. He's going to knock out Loma. He's going to knock out T.O. And the thing about it is not even the fact that his power. It's his boxing ability that's going to allow him to knock these guys out because of the position that he put himself in. You know what I mean? There's certain people that you know that they only got power. You know, the T.O., he's known for his power. You know what I mean? But can you put it together? You didn't really put that together. Like, I picked T.O. to beat Lomachenko. I thought T.O. was going to knock him out. So I picked T.O. to beat Loma because I feel like he was too big. And I didn't think Loma has a very small, compact core, and he just doesn't look like he can really handle strength at that level. So I picked him. But one thing that I learned that after watching the fight over again and so forth and looking at the analytics, the first 7 rounds, it was a very boring fight. It was, T.O. basically neutralized him. Loma was scared to punch, but T.O. didn't really do much at all. But I still gave him, those 7 rounds. But on the back end of the fight, Loma dominated the back end of the fight.
Hold on real quick, knockout. Hey, B Cole, all that digital shit too, knockout. The dude right there you talking to, knockout. He Cole, all that computer tech, that digital shit. He made websites. He made my website. He made my intros. He pretty much made every fucking thing you see on this motherfucker that I got. Like he made them motherfuckers. So make sure that's a good dude to having your chat, having your circuit type shit. AB, I call him my digital engineer, my computer engineer. Shout out Jellybean 428 sliding through the. You can go ahead, check me. I'm you can go ahead. I'm just
that's cool. I was just analyzing as far as T.O. versus Loma, and that with T.O. I think T.O. will lose against Devin, Tank, and Shakur.
I do too now, but I didn't feel like this, bro, 3 months ago, 2 months ago.
I always felt that way because T.O. is gifted. T.O. is gifted athletically, but you know what his problem is? His head. Right now, his headspace is at the point where I actually think Kambosos is going to beat him. I think he's more talented than Kambosos, but I don't think mentally he's there. You know what I mean? You heard when people live high off their laurels and they keep thinking about what they did in the past. You're not focused on what's in front of you. And I believe he's going to have a letdown against Kambosos. I just don't see the dedication. He was at the hookah lounge and things like that. When you're young,
sometimes people do that when they know they're about to lose it all too. You know what I'm saying? When you know you're about to lose it all, like when he feel like he's about to lose, so he trying to tell us, he trying to convince us, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. He trying to convince us that he did that. I think he feel like he's about to lose too. I saw that too in my own. I see T.O. It's like he trying to sell us that he the best, he the greatest. He trying to tell us. I don't think he gonna win. I don't think he think he can win.
Dude, all of a sudden he turned into a Confucius, dropping these motivational quotes and you should do this. You're like, dude, how old are you? You haven't accomplished anything in life yet. You won one fight. Prior to that, you were a prospect, and you feel like you reached the mountaintop. You didn't clear out the division. You didn't clear out the division to fight the best. You fought one person who I actually picked you to win. The reason, and again, I picked him to win because of his physical stature and his athletic ability. This is why I picked him to win, and his power, right? But when you look at Loma has struggled in 4 of his last fights. Loma Campbell, Loma struggled against Pedraza, Loma struggled against Linares, and of course, he struggled against Teofimo. So when you're struggling against these lower option C-level fighters, I just like this. I figured no way he was going to beat you.
I knew you was going to do that, shit, because you a smart dude. But go ahead. I knew you was going to do that. I knew you was going to say C-level when you said it. We had this conversation before.
You say you knew I was going to do it.
Say C-level when you said Linares. I knew you was about to say C level because we had this conversation before. I said
Linares has 6 losses, right? And he's been knocked out 5 of his 6 losses. And he was knocked. You know what I mean?
Is that a bum check or is that a warrior? A champion still 2 division champion.
No. I never called him a bum. I never called. Listen, if you'll see, most champions are C level or C plus. You know what I mean? Most people who hold belts, you don't even know who they are.
C plus for sure.
Well, right. Yeah. Look, I never called Linares a bum. I think he has skills, but again, it's about putting it all together. And when so when he fought Loma, he had already been knocked out 4 times. You know what I mean? So it's not like Loma was doing anything special. Every time Linares stepped up, he lost. And then he lost to people he shouldn't have lost to. So I can't put that person, above C plus. I can't do it. It's the same thing with Pedraza.
We can agree.
I think Pedraza,
we can agree on C plus.
Yeah. I'll give it a C plus. Yeah, because he's better than Luke Campbell. He's, you know what I mean. He's better than a lot of those fighters.
I should have said. I don't know why I ain't just thinking to say Luke Campbell average ass. Yeah, he average, bro. He average as fuck. Linares is better than him. That's
absolutely.
I could use that. Yeah, that's a good one. He better than him, though. That's average. But
I give Linares a C plus. I give Luke Campbell a C minus. He has never been a champion. He's every step up fight that he stepped up to, he's lost. You don't give that person that type of credit. He's never displayed anything in the ring that says it's great. And even the Ryan Garcia fight, he was winning that Ryan Garcia fight, and he just lost with the one punch, you know what I mean, to the gut. But even so, he didn't really. Ryan living off the laurels of that. He didn't display.
I always said Ryan got the worst
talent in that fight.
Ryan got the worst win out the bunch, and he got the best one. And I gave him credit for Luke, but he got the worst win when you compare him to, Herring and Loma and Linares and Colbert. He got to it. When you compare him to folks like that, he got the worst win type shit. Maybe him and Colbert.
Hey, that's me. What you said, you said, bro, certain fighters, you can just look at it and tell before they even fight a real competition that they're upper echelon. Absolutely. People, this is the reason why I like to catch fighters at their beginning stages. I can spot talent so easy. I don't need a Ring TV or ESPN or some other propaganda media to tell me who I should, root for. Ryan is not that skillful. Ryan is still very raw prospect. He's a prospect raw. And as far as his capabilities, he should not be even mentioned when it comes to, the best at 135. I don't even mention him. I only mention him as to point out the facts. But like you said, that eye contact. I mean, that you know what I mean. When you see someone, you see that eye test. When I saw Tank fight, I think it was probably his 7th fight. I saw him fight on Spike TV. I said, that guy's a star. I was a Tank fan from the first time I saw him fighting on Spike TV. Reason being, I watched his crispness. I was like, this, a lot of people, they'll throw wide, hooks and things of that nature. I saw the fundamentals in that kid, and it's like his 7th fight. And I been saying, this is the one. This guy is it. You know what I mean? I knew that when I saw Gary Antoine Russell, fight for the first time around his 6th or 7th fight. I was like, this guy is the one. When you are that young, when you have very little fights, but you show the crispness, I was like, it's only a matter of time before these guys, get this opportunity to show their greatness. So I don't get on bandwagons, never at all. You know what I mean? I really appreciate, talent. I don't care what the media say. I don't care about anybody's pound for pound list. I don't care about any of that. That's all subjective. I don't care about that. What I care about is talent, and I'm going to always support talent.
Facts. Talent, and that's what I was saying. I think Josh Taylor is the best right now but I think Tank is the most talented. But I think Devin Haney has the highest ceiling. That's why I made this video today. Yeah. I want to say that. That's what I think. I think it's different. They all different. Josh Taylor right now is the top dog. We can't take that from him. No matter how you feel about it, he the top dog. Whether
absolutely,
he got the pro grade win. He got all the belts. You know what I mean? He just beat Jose Ramirez, undefeated fighter. Knocked him down. Stop. You know what I mean? Type shit. So he the best. He got the best resume. Type shit. He got all the belts. He number one. But I don't think he could beat everybody. Is what I'm getting at. I think Tank, in the interesting fight, beats Josh Taylor. You know what I mean? I think
Tank will beat Josh Taylor. Barrios is bigger than Josh Taylor. I'm not
confident about it as you, but I believe you will too. I think you will too.
I'll let Tank be the underdog going against Josh Taylor. I'm putting $1,000 on that fight.
I hope so. That'll be the most money I ever bet in my life on any bet I ever made.
Oh, I made
to happen.
Yeah, I made thousands off the T.O. fight, man. So I'm used to. I get motivated by big fights, brother. There's certain fights like I don't bet on every fight. There's certain fights I say I got to get this, and when I bet big because it's all about the odds. I like to bet against take the underdogs. If I'm only going to win a couple $100, I don't do the bet. It's motivating and exhilarating for me to see those, thousands. So that's why I'm a bet 700, but I might take it up to 1,000 because there's only 3 more hundred, right? So for 3 more hundred, I could have $33,000. You know what I mean? I could bet $1,000 with $33,000.
I swear.
You know what I mean? And so, and I'm just that confident that as far as with the that Plant is going to beat Canelo. That people say, "Oh, you're going to lose your money." Hey, it's okay. I listen. If I wouldn't spend it if I didn't have to spend it.
Exactly, risk versus reward, man.
Absolutely.
I risk this because if this shit happen the way I think it's gonna happen, man, we gonna be eating.
Listen, all you gotta do is go look at the Billy Joe Saunders. Look at all of his. I'm not gonna go back the year. I'm not even go back to the Floyd. I want to go back to the time that he's been on his own.
You ain't gotta sell me checks. Sell them. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm selling y'all then. All y'all gotta do is go look at Canelo's fight since he's been on the zone and see who outboxed him. Listen, even Daniel Jacobs, I think he took a dive. I think the zone promised him so much money that he just didn't die. You know, the reason why I'm saying because the first 7 8 rounds, Daniel Jacobs didn't do nothing. Canelo didn't really do much, but Jacob didn't do anything. But as soon as Jacob put on the press, he won that back half of that fight. From 8 to 12 round, I gave him those rounds. You know what I mean? And every single time they mixed it up, every time that they got into a firefight, Jacob won every single firefight, with his combinations against Canelo. When I looked at Billy Joe Saunders outboxed Canelo. Kovalev outboxed Canelo. It was all, to a very, very boring fight, but he jabbed him to death. But Kovalev told everybody that he was going to lose, that he wasn't prepared to win. He just did it for the money. You know what I mean? So when I look at all of those people and then I look at a Caleb Plant boxing is so underrated. Go look at the Ustaki fight.
Yes.
Go look at the at the Truex fight. Preach. You guys don't understand. No one's giving him any credit. I don't get because he's with PBC. If he was Bob Arum, he'd be the great white hype right now.
If Caleb Plant was white.
Huh?
If Caleb Plant was white, y'all
no, he is white. But if he was with Bob Arum, he would be the next white, the great white hype. But he a soul brother. You know what I'm saying?
If he was white, y'all accept him.
Right, but he's a soul brother. He grew up, around black people all his life, and obviously his wife is black. But the thing about it is his boxing ability. To me, he's the second best 168. I think David Benavidez is
the best. No. Fuck no.
At 168?
He's gonna get touched up too. Yeah. He supposed to already the part I hate about that chick, he supposed to already been touched up. And it's his fault that he didn't get touched up already.
Who? Get touched up by who?
David Benavidez.
Look, David Benavidez got his combinations, his hand speed, his jab. You know what I mean? He's a gifted boxer. The only thing I don't like about it, he gets hit and his balance. When he punches, he's never really planting. He's standing square instead of, you know what I mean, digging in it and get that leverage. So he boxes.
This the comment though right here, chick. This the comment. This the comment right here, chick. Because he ain't lying. He ain't lying.
What's the comment?
David Morrell beats all of them.
David Morrell beats all of them?
Yes.
He said Benavidez got dropped by Guru cab driving. Okay, well, again, Lomachenko lost to a 12 loss Salido, who was a cab driver in real life at the time. and he got dropped by Linares, and he lost to a prospect named Tio. So certain people, I mean, it happens. You know what I mean? People go and get dropped. It happens. But when I look at talent, I see boxing ability, and I see that dog in David Benavidez.
Y'all say this nigga better than Ali. This man lost to a real cab driver, y'all. Let that shit sink in. Let this shit sink in.
Yes. He had 12 losses when he fought Lomachenko. Salido had 12. And you know what they're saying now? Oh, because he came in overweight. He came in 2 pounds overweight. Is that the reason for a loss? Again, Canelo outweighed Floyd by 16 pounds.
He might have lost to a cab driver. Next subject.
Yeah, he lost to a cab driver.
Next subject.
And a prospect.
Prospect.
Absolutely. So David Benavidez, again, the only thing I don't think he's sit on his punches enough because he's constantly throwing rapid combinations, but his feet are always square. I don't see him planning. You know what I mean? I don't see him getting that leverage. You know what I mean? He gets hit, but the boy got that dog in him.
Look, the thing with him is, bro, we supposed to already know because him and Plant supposed to already had to fight. And I think we let him off the hook. Y'all let him off the hook for that. I don't, because I feel like we would have already known because him and Plant was they was already lining each other up before he
Plant didn't want it. Plant didn't want it.
No. I'm telling you what happened. He lost the bet on the scale. And no, Plant didn't want it after he lost the belt. Why would I? No, I don't want to fight you no more. No. We got real beef to no, but it was for a title fight. You think you blew the money. Like he blew the unification fight. Benavidez. So the narrative that Caleb Plant didn't stop it. We got to stop it. Caleb Plant that was the next fight. The night when as soon as he lost the belt, the man said, "How you want to fight? But your fat ass, you fat ass can't make weight or something like that." You know how he fucked up the bag basically when Caleb Plant was getting there. He fucked up the bag type shit. So I don't like when people say Plant didn't want Benavidez. Benavidez fucked up his own shit like he normally do. But that's how it is. Go ahead.
David Benavidez, I give him the same situation with Tank. You know what I mean? We forget David Benavidez is only 24 years old. He's only 24 years old. He seemed like he's been in this game forever.
And I'm just talking about the weight loss thing. I ain't talking about nothing else.
No. But I'm just saying that. Well, he had, the cocaine situation anyway, so he's lost his belt twice. But but even in the ring, y'all, when he got knocked down, David Benavidez is punishing these dudes in the ring. He's tough as nails. When he got knocked down, his feet were upright, and he didn't have any balance. And it wasn't like he was hurt. To me, it was just he got knocked off balance because of the way he plants his feet. That is his downfall to me.
If that happened too many times against Caleb Plant, if you go in there unbalanced against Caleb Plant, your ass go hit the ground because he gonna switch angles on you when he gonna put you there.
And I know, but when it comes to Caleb Plant, I believe he's outweigh. He's thicker, like he's more, broadly built. You know what I mean? And when he goes in the ring, I know he go in that ring at 175 pounds easy. No, excuse me, 185 pounds. At a 168-pound fight, I know Benavidez goes in there at least. I know he gains at least 15, 20 pounds, during the fight. The day of the fight, excuse me. So, Caleb Plant, Caleb got popped, but I've seen Caleb gets wobbled as well. So it's about how much can he take. That's the reason why when it comes to Canelo, I'm not afraid. I think he's going to beat him.
I just say he gets what?
Huh?
He gets what?
He gets a little wobbled. You know what I mean? I've seen him wobbled several times.
And I can take that.
No, never drop. Never drop.
That's what I'm getting at.
He got that dog in him.
I can take that. I can take a wobble. I can take a wobble.
Yeah, but I'm saying my thing is, okay, wobble against, but David Benavidez to me is probably the hardest puncher at 168. So that was my only thing with that.
Y'all remember that time when Jose Ustadegi was the hardest puncher at 178?
And look what Plant did to him.
Y'all remember that time? I'm just saying though, I know Ustadegi ain't Benavidez, but a lot of similarities if you want to get down to it. A lot of similarities. But I know who got him. But I remember he fought a hardest puncher in the division before. As soon as you see that, I say, hey, I heard that before. I heard that somewhere before. But yeah, the man, hey, look, like he say, whenever the lights are the biggest, I step up, and I didn't see it. So I'm telling you, like certain things, for instance, the Tennessee Titans, we play up the competition, we play down the competition. But when them lights come on, it's just something about them Tennessee niggas. Them niggas shine when them lights come on. We in for a fight, guys. I'm getting there.
Well, you already know I'm picking Caleb Plant. He's a much better boxer. He's slicker than Canelo. The only thing Canelo try to say the power, but again, Canelo has never, knocked out a top fighter. He knocks out pretty much bums and old people. You know what I mean? Every top fight he's had, that's the reason why he didn't fight Shevchenko. Shevchenko would have probably stopped Canelo or close to it. You know what I mean? If Shevchenko fought Canelo the way Shevchenko fought GGG, I don't think Canelo lasts that. That's the reason why he got stripped.
Real quick, for a second. You saw how tough he fought Triple G and Canelo ducked him and all that shit. And did you see how relatively easy Jamal Charlo beat him? But go ahead.
But that's my point. So this is the reason why I believe people give Canelo way too much credit. You know what I mean? They give him way too much. I think he's a good fighter. I would never call him a bum, but he's just not the best. He only fought two fighters at 160. Canelo only fought two fighters at 160, and that was GGG and Jacobs. He ducked out of one. How do you actually duck out of a division and refuse to fight? For undisputed. He basically said he did not want to fight Andre for undisputed because Andre was born. Nigga, it's undisputed. And then when Jermell Charlo, because Charlo was his WBC mandatory, all of a sudden he get franchise protected. So this is why I know Plant is going to beat Canelo. Hey, if y'all in the chat, I'm telling y'all. If you put $100 down, mybookie.com, you know what I mean? You can win $3,300. You ain't got to bet a lot. See, I'm going to at least to 700 to 1,000. You know what I'm saying? So because this is how much I believe in my bets. But you can't, even if you think Canelo gonna win, it ain't gonna hurt you to put $100 on Caleb Plant to win.
I think Billy Joe is a top fighter, bro. I gave him full credit for Billy Joe. But I will say this. Billy Joe was coming off his worst fight. He was coming off a bad fight against Martin. But Billy Joe, to me, was top level. But Caleb Plant is a Billy Joe. I don't want to say that because before I go say it, because fuck it. Caleb Plant is Billy Joe on steroids, nigga. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like he's a much better athlete, taller, faster, much better feet. You know what I mean? He Billy Joe 2.0. You know what I mean? And Billy Joe was getting with Canelo. Canelo Plant is bigger than he gonna be bigger than y'all think.
Like I know, right?
Once y'all see him, he's gonna be. He had that suit on, so y'all might be a little, but he gonna be bigger than y'all think when it's time to fight.
Yeah, Billy Joe is no bum. Billy Joe got boxing skills. He got some slickness. He tries, you know, he picks up that Black American style. You notice all the top British fighters, you know what I mean? Agreed. They try to emulate that Black American style. But Plant is a more slicker. Plant is slicker and better than Billy Joe Slicker, better, and bigger with more power. So y'all can sleep on Caleb Plant if y'all want, but I'm going to be laughing all the way to the bank.
Exactly. Like I just say this really quick. Like folks give, you know, we say Bud. I'm a Spence fan. You know, we say Bud ain't fought the best competition. Bud fans say, well, but he knocking out everybody. Caleb Plant knocked out everybody. He ain't knocked out his last fighter, but everybody before that got knocked out. You know what I mean? So you got to pick and choose like your arguments where you go with it. You say Plant don't got power, but he knocking everybody out. He ain't knocked out Truex, you know what I'm saying? But everybody before that got slept. You know what I mean? And y'all can say they was bones. I feel like Terrence Crawford. But okay, I just want to throw that in there real quick. So
no, I mean you make a good point though. I mean, listen, I'm agreeing with your point. You're making a valid, an excellent point. So the thing about it is people sleeping on Caleb Plant because they hear the name Canelo. People are so brainwashed by what the media put in their mind without actually looking at the statistics, looking at him in the ring, who he's fighting. When he fought against Callum Smith, when Canelo fought against Callum Smith, all he did was lay on the ropes and get banged. That's it. Nothing. He did it, that was like Callum Smith was like scared to fight. He didn't come there to fight. He definitely did not come in there to win. You know? So again,
the man stood there, bro. Man stood there and got beat up.
He got beat up by the smaller guy. And he was the bigger guy, and he had more power than Canelo.
Man was a tall punch. I bet on him, bro. Man was a tall puncher, man. He didn't do shit, bro.
He didn't do nothing.
Bro, I was mad as hell. I said, bro, this nigga really went out there and didn't throw a fucking punch. You know what he did? He went out there and he did what Jermell Charlo did to Castano, but Jermell threw way more punches to him though. But to a degree, that's what the fuck he did. He just kind of did this shit and just took the punches.
He high guarded himself to death on the ropes. It was the dumbest plan. Canelo didn't have to exert any energy. That was the sad part. You know what I mean? But Caleb Plant is a different beast. I can't wait. I'm going to act a fool. I'm telling you. I'm going to act a fool on Twitter after Caleb Plant beat Canelo. I'm going to act a fool.
Not top 5. He said, "No, that's me. I was trying to think it's Billy Joe top 5 or 168.
Well, yeah. I mean, who else can you put?
He might be 5. That's me. I know that's me. You said you don't grade him high. I feel where you're coming from, but he is a top guy, man. You know, he is a top guy, but I get what you're saying. He might be the worst top guy. You know what I'm saying?
But check this out. But the worst top guy was outboxing Canelo. the worst top guy was actually beating Canelo until he got caught with that shot.
He got off on him early for sure. He got off on him early. Like, was he on the paper beating him? Like, really?
Well, if you look, he outboxed him. I mean, he was landing more. You know, was throwing more, landing more.
I think about him up 1 at that point.
I had him. I had him up. I had him winning the fight.
But they just knew that, like on Nate scorecards. Like, was he winning?
I gotta check it. I'll go. I know I saved it, but I gotta find it. But I know when I was scoring it, when I was watching it, I had him up. And it wasn't that I'm thinking, okay, maybe, but Canelo is notoriously his volume output is very low. Canelo do not throw a lot of punches. The reason being his stamina. Canelo has some of the worst stamina you want to see in that weight.
Fuck Riley do? If I'm trying to get that money or something, the fuck Riley do? I saw this shit.
He tried to rape, I saw the girl was saying he tried to, he choked her and tried to force force it in her mouth. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I guess Tank might have to find another opponent.
Man,
I would drop it right now. I wouldn't even wait. Just go get another opponent right now. Don't let while you still got time to market it.
They probably go fuck with him. They probably go fuck with him because he's signing them, let him take the fight, and then deal what he got to deal with.
But the thing about it is you're gonna have so many people come out against it.
I'm not endorsing that shit no kind of way, but this is boxing. Ain't no shit.
No, but listen, what I'm saying is just like the transsexual.
When I was real shit, y'all, they let people do that before. I ain't saying, this Riley, Riley a fucking, millionaire, 100,000 or whatever fuck Riley is. He ain't got to be out here, taking nothing from nobody. But they didn't let guys box before, with shit like that.
But Riley not a big enough name. And I'm already looking at certain, I'm looking at the ladies on Twitter, especially, a lot of the ones that I follow and see that it's in the business. They've had some of them. I'm not going to name names on here, but some, I'm reading what they're saying, and they've actually had personal experiences with Riley, and they wanted apologies, and nobody did anything. And this is women in the business. This is women y'all see, y'all know. This is women who's been on TV and all that other stuff. So they've had bad experience with Riley. So my whole thing is, if all of a sudden, these people start boycotting it and come out,
you know he's guilty. You know he's guilty. You got a history,
right? So what is it? And then listen, Tank already trying to keep his, his situations with his the car accident and his lawsuits and he, his jail time, but he's trying to keep those things under wraps. And that's only going to highlight it. And then they're going to bring up the situation with Tank and his baby mother. You know what I mean? So
who Tank fighting? Montana Love.
Huh?
I said, who Tank fighting next?
I don't know, but I'm just saying, if I was the promotion, his promoter,
right?
If I was his promoter, I would replace Riley right away. It's going to bring the whole promotion down.
Yeah, you're right though. 5 women, that's too much. That's way too much. That's way.
But I don't know did you read the stuff on Twitter?
I don't know shit about it, chick. I don't know shit about shit.
Oh, okay. I'll send it to you. But the girl is telling everything that happened to her.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, now go ahead, chick. We here. Go ahead, chick. Fuck it, we here. Come on, talk to me.
Yeah, but this is the thing. If we don't want, I'm sure Tank's promoters and Al Heyman, they don't want that to be the narrative of a Tank fight. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden the Tank knocks him out, but then all of a sudden they start boycotting Tank because he allowed the fight going like it's his fault. It don't have nothing to do with it. But the haters will do what they got to do when they see an angle.
They're going to say he let him fight because he relate type shit.
Right. Right. So then all of a sudden,
go ahead.
It becomes a Tank problem, even if he knock him out. I'm just saying, business wise, I will replace Riley right away.
You're right for sure though. It make a lot of sense. It make a lot of sense because they would dig up, like they get him right. They get. I ain't gonna say it right, but they get him. Ideas to dig up Tank shit. Like, oh well, he kind of, they, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, you're right though. I think they should let him fight Montana Love.
I don't put him in, put Montana Love in there, whoever.
Never mind.
He put somebody credible in it. Tank Montana Love 140. Well, he's trying to do his thing in the 135. Tank is not really a 140 guy.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. He 140 though. Never mind.
Let's see who you think would be a good replacement at 135.
That's what I'm trying to think. I was trying to think of it as you was talking. I'm trying to think that. Man, but shit, you know what I would say, but he finna fight Devin now, JoJo. Tevin? Fucking Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer, nigga. Yeah. Tevin Farmer just tweeted yesterday and said, hey, who y'all think I should fight? Motherfucker Tevin Farmer, nigga.
But you know what? They wouldn't give Tank any credit for that because Tevin been inactive.
They got a real say, oh, well, they got history. They got history. That shit don't matter. They got history. That shit don't matter.
They got history, but Tevin has been inactive. I don't think Tevin ain't had a good show in his last couple fights, so I know he ain't gonna look good against Tank and just short notice. So I just know that they would, you know what I mean? Tevin has not been active since Eddie Hearn dropped him.
Facts. He a free man though, so I just know he ain't got no fights. I just thought Tevin.
Yeah, I think that would probably be the best solution would be Tevin. But what I'm saying is that I know the headlines as far as all the haters, ESPN and Ring Magazine and Montero, all of them, they will be instantly down the Tevin Farmer fight instantly. And the only thing that they all look for negativity. They're waiting for something so they can, push a negative angle.
There'll be no Tevin Farmer. There'll be no Tevin Farmer slander on this channel. There'll be no Tevin Farmer slander on this channel. My nigga D-High said Tank would knock Tevin ass straight. There'll be no Tevin Farmer. There'll be no Tevin. There'll be no Tevin Farmers. Hey, y'all, so rich y'all. I'm a Tevin Farmer fan.
Listen, Tevin turned down the $2 million.
Since we here, since I got all the Tank fans in the building, Tank ain't never ducked nobody but one person. And y'all, and y'all know
Southern
who I'm
T. Southern T.
And y'all know
Tank offered $2 million.
Since we here,
Tank offered Devin, Tevin Farmer $2 million. Tevin his entire the zone deal was worth $2 million.
He wanted 4.
Okay, but he wasn't worth that, and they wasn't giving him.
So they should have gave him 3. They should have gave him 3.
He should have took the 2. No other Tank opponent made $2 million.
No, at that time, bro,
Leo Santa Cruz ain't make $2 million. So if no Tank opponent made $2 million, what makes him think he's worth $2 million when his entire zone deal?
They both got belts. They got real beef. Motherfuckers don't watch it. Niggas got shots.
Okay.
This shit is real.
Tevin still has never made $1 million.
When Tevin was running up on Tank ass in hallways and hotels and shit, bro, them folks, bro, that shit was a big fight at a point in time, bro.
Okay, but I agree with you. But listen, Tevin, I think his JoJo against the fight against JoJo, I think he made 700,000 or something like that, right?
I thought it was 800,000, right? Something like that.
800,000. Okay, 800,000, right? Tank offered $2 million for a fighter.
I feel you.
Now the thing about it is Eddie Hearn the one who convinced them to turn it down. Eddie Hearn has stopped Tank versus Farmer for unification, and that could have put Tank on that road to undisputed 130. But they got frustrated after that. And then so Eddie Hearn responsible for messing that fight up, and Eddie Hearn's responsible for messing AJ and Wilder undisputed. So Eddie Hearn just really
and I appreciate the video check.
Which one?
They don't you did with Deontay Wilder and Eddie Hearn.
Oh man, I got thousands of videos. Anytime if you thinking about a subject and you need some factual information, just hit me up and say what you need, and I'm sure I got a video for
it. Man, for sure, appreciate that. Man.
And you can anything I get, you can post it. It don't matter. But yeah. So anytime you say you got something on this check, man, I guarantee you I probably do.
Bet. Cause I knew that though. I didn't say it that 100 times, but when you see them say it, it's different. I had folks mad as hell on their video shit. That was one of my better performing videos shit. Bro, I said them folks, they was so pissed on that whole food. The Facebook.
Did you see the video I just put out with Eddie Hearn regarding Canelo? Oh yeah, you got to see that one.
They said that shit looks suspect. Riley got going. He said, "Hey, nobody at the weight can take power, but Devin smooth as fuck, clash of styles." He said, "Throw Devin in there with Tank." But you know him and JoJo fighting though. Him and JoJo.
This is the reason why Devin and Tank is not going to fight anytime soon. Okay, it has nothing to do with Tank being scared. Right now, when you think about maximizing the potential of a person, of their potential, the most money they can make, what do you think they're going to make? How much money are they going to command? Right. So Floyd and Al Heyman and Leonard Ellerbe, they're looking at this like we need to build Tank so he's going to be able to command 25 million, 30 million. So why should Tank fight Devin for 5 million? It doesn't make any sense. If you're going to say this is best fight possible, then let's get some things out the way, build his, get people to start supporting him. That way his rate go up, everything goes up, the sponsorship goes up, the site fees goes up. All of a sudden he can say, okay, boom, we're going to get, you're going to get 20 million guaranteed for this. But right now, Tank makes 5 million a fight. Okay, I don't care what y'all read, it says he guaranteed 1 million. Tank makes minimum 5 million per fight. Okay. So, and that's what Tank has been, and a lot of people don't know that Tank's been making this money. That's the reason why Tank said, okay, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna make $15 million this year, 3 fights, 15 million. Because that's his minimum. Guaranteed 5 million per fight. When they put them the guarantee what the purses are, they're gonna lower it as much as possible because what's on paper is what they have to pay in the sanction, the sanctioning fees. So would you rather pay sanctioning fees on 1 million or 5 million? Plus Tank also get the back end money because he's with his GTV promotions. So Tank makes minimum 5 million per fight. My point is with Devin, if you're gonna make that fight happen, that fight should happen at least. Let Tank get to the point where he is that superstar that we know he is. When the media can't hide it anymore, when the hating can't hide it anymore. That's the reason why they was putting the Lomachenko fight. Loma, all this people talking about how great Loma is. Loma ain't never made more than 4 million a fight, ever.
I don't think Chick. You got a YouTube Chick?
No, not yet.
Chick got a Twitter. Y'all probably saw each other on Twitter. Oh my. He's still boxing on some bullshit. They don't.
I started the YouTube and then I put my first video up and flagged me. They flagged me for copyright and I was like, all right. And that was years ago. That's when I probably around the time when I started Twitter, probably 2018. But eventually I'll do it maybe, but we'll see. I'd rather see my brother like you shine. I want to see you grow. You know what I mean? Then that'll give me the motivation to do it. But yeah, so the thing about what I was saying, with Tank and who he's fighting, it's about, see, Floyd understands this. Bob Arum tries to lower, these promoters know that once the fighters gain control, then they get the lion's share. Bob Arum makes his money off his brand. This is the reason why Terrence Crawford making 4 million, 5 million. This is why nobody's making. The only person who's making more money than that is Tyson Fury. That's the only person on Bob Arum's roster is making over 5 million. Because he's cheap, and this is what he tried to do with Floyd. This is right when Floyd broke away from him. Look what happened. So they know this, and this is what they're trying to do with Tank. So this is why you're not going to see Tank versus Haney within the next 3 fights. It will happen, but when it happens, they're going to maximize the potential. Let's say Tank knock out everybody. Who's next? You understand what I'm saying? So he run the gamut. He run the table, and all of a sudden, like, okay, so who he's going to command big money from? Now, who are we going to pay? So what they're saying is that we need these other people to start building their profile up. So when they're making 5, 6, 7, 8 million, boom, all of a sudden this can be a big thing. It took Floyd to bring Pacquiao's stock up. You know what I mean? Once Pacquiao fought Floyd, all of a sudden he's making 25 million a fight. Going forward. Period. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Correction. Pacquiao was making 25 million at that time. So if Pacquiao was making 25 million before Floyd, why is people want Tank to make 5 million versus a Devin, or 5 million versus a Shakur, or 5 million versus a Loma? Y'all want the fight, but economically it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? You got to build that.
It sounds like you scared of Devin Haney, chick.
Who? No. If you know, listen. I believe the best fight the best, right? I believe the best fight the best should go on a parallel run. You know what I'm saying? To build a fight. But people saying they're going to get it, but all of a sudden, if Tank is only making 5 million versus the person that we think is the best,
people. I'm not one of people who pushing for them to fight. I really want to see them fight. Everybody else first. I want to see them fight the people actually that's in front of them. I want to see Devin fight T.O. I want to see Tank. I really want to see Tank fight, Josh Taylor. Oh. But if Tank gonna be at 135, then they must fight. You know what I mean? So,
hey, Tyrone Spencer, will you say that? But Pacquiao made 25 million versus Marquez at one. They wasn't at 147. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at these. And it's a lot of racism involved that's suppressing these. Suppressing these fight purses. And this is the reason why Floyd is breaking away and saying, I don't want to deal with you guys. I want to build my own self-contained situation. So I don't need you guys, because the media is with Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn and all these things. They all got their cabal because they look at Floyd as a threat to them. Because if Floyd destroyed the current status quo of promoters, the ratio to how much they make versus their fighters, then guess what? These media brands feel like if they lose the promoters, then they're going to lose out too, because they get paid under the table by these promoters. You know what I mean? To spew their propaganda. So they know they can't get that with Floyd. So this is the reason why the Oscar De La Hoya owned Ring Magazine, and and all these people and these Twitter heads, the Rick Glaziers and all this. This is the reason why they are riding with Bob Arum and the status quo. Why? Because they feel like Floyd and Al Haymon is a threat to them, to threat to their livelihood.
They are, though.
Right? Of course they are. They're just as much as a threat as the zone is the threat. Because if Eddie Hearn had accomplished his goal and put Showtime out of business and had all his boxers fighting on the zone, then he would have destroyed the American economic platform for boxing. And a British company, the Zone, headed by the face of it, Eddie Hearn, would have been controlling worldwide boxing. So yes, Al Haymon is a threat to them, but in the same token, he's not the threat to boxers. He's the savior to boxers.
LBA said, I'm not saying Tank did it, but somebody orchestrated this. Is obvious.
Nah, Tank ain't had no. Tank got his own problems.
It was crazy though that this shit just out. Like, damn, like, bro, like, why the fuck this shit coming out now? But I ain't like Jake said, man. He know people, and I think I know who we talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because I know just I saw somebody with my own eyes that had a relationship, with not relationship, but you know what I mean, type shit. It might be talking about the same person type shit. But
well, listen, but this is highly suspicious. The reason being is, why didn't this information about Riley come out sooner? Yeah, why did it happen to come out during a Tank fight? And I believe it's other promoters that are behind this, that are flaming this. You know what I mean? Remember, Bob Arum, he hates Al Haymon.
This boy on fire.
They all hate Al. They took Bob Arum and Oscar De La Hoya took Al Haymon to court. They sued him to stop him, saying that he was violating the ILEA Act and things of this nature. They wanted him to lose, the PBC. They wanted him to lose his entire platform. You know what I mean? So it's a silent war that's going on that people don't understand. But getting back to what you were saying regarding Tank and Devin Haney, no, I think Tank beats Haney. So I'm not scared of Haney. I just understand that if people saying it, listen, when NBA and NFL get to the championship round, they go to a playoff first, right? So these top people need to go through a playoff so that way you can build the interest. But other than that, that's the only way you're going to build it. Like Ryan Garcia doesn't belong in this conversation, but it seems like he get the most press, and the only person he fought was a below average Luke Campbell. That's his biggest win. So
C fighter. I guess you was right. We said he a C+, huh? C fighter.
Luke Campbell?
Linares.
I give him a C+ because I give Luke Campbell a C-.
Yeah.
I would love to see Linares and Pedraza fight because I think they're pretty much at the same level. I think Linares is, his hands a little quicker, but I would love to see, I don't know why Pedraza and Linares never fought.
At this point, is Pedraza a little better than Linares? At this point, is Pedraza a little better than Linares?
To me,
could Pedraza go 12 with Devin Haney?
Could Pedraza go 12 with who?
Devin Haney. Could he beat Devin Haney? Like, could he do what Linares did?
Linares lost. Linares didn't beat Devin Haney.
No, I'm asking, like, could he go 12 with him? Could he beat him? Could he do
Linares? Absolutely. If you look at what he did to Loma, you know what I mean? Loma had one good round, that was 11th. If you see my the videos I put out there, I put on Loma, whatever. I had in in several of the videos I had ESPN crew in the 10th round. They said that they weren't impressed with Loma, that they were disappointed in it. This is not the Loma that they came to know and fear and all of this. This was the 10th round that they were disappointed with his performance. And then Loma had one good round, which was the 11th, and the 11th and part of the 12th, and that's it. Other than that, it was Loma and Pedraza.
Somebody else said that. I think that was Trap Media. He said he think Pedraza beat Loma.
Man, look, Pedraza put it on Loma. Pedraza gave Loma the panda eyes. You know what I'm saying? He gave him the 2 black eyes and everything. Pedraza put it on him.
There's me said something else about Devin earlier that I wanted. I forgot what he said. But yeah, he said, yeah, Devin don't hurt nobody. People don't walk through Devin though. Like they just like people with no power, like they eventually they get beat the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Devin don't really get beat the fuck up. Devin got caught. You know what I mean? But I think him not having power, he's not a power puncher by any stretch of the imagination.
But that's because his style. If you notice Devin's style, again, he's a slick boxer. He fights on the outside. He's going to jab. He's going to do the 1-2. He's going to make sure he keep you at a distance. So you're not really going to plant. When he did plant, you seen some nice knockouts from him. But that's not his style. But he's still growing. You know what I mean? With Devin, with 22, the boy's still growing. He hasn't really gotten his man strength yet. So, but Devin, when I watch Devin, to me, his biggest flaw is, again, he throws a lot of wide punches.
TV. Shout out my guy, Blue Blood Sports TV, sliding through this. Appreciate you sliding through this. Glad you could make it. Shout out Blue Blood.
What's going on, Blue Blood? Yeah, so Devin throws a lot of wide punches, but his upside is tremendous. Like I said, I think Devin's going to make his greatness at 147. You know what I mean? When he grows into his man strength,
What I say, I think I think right now I give it to Josh Taylor, best at 140. Tank the most talented at 140. And Devin got the high ceiling, I think, at one, because he still got a lot to learn. You know, he still like Plato a little bit. And I think he, like you said, I think he is a little stronger than, you know, what's being shown. And I say he's stronger in the sense because, like I said, people don't just walk through him. If you have no power, you know, people eventually, you know, just walk you down. You know what I'm saying? He don't get walked down like that. He got caught against Linares because he was actually in the inside throwing power shots, trying to knock his ass out. Really, that's what he was trying to do. He was like, all right, I beat this man ass for 10 rounds. Last 2 rounds, I'm finna try to knock him out. And he got caught. You know what I mean? So it's not that he don't got power. It might have, I like that you see, it do has a lot to do with his style. But even when you were saying that, but you hit on that too, you was like, shit, he got some hellacious knockouts. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I know he got the power. I just seen him do it. But I feel like David not having power is a little overrated. You know, he don't knock people out, but he got respectable power type shit.
Absolutely. And like I said, it's his style. You know, Devin's style is to hit and not get hit. A lot of these guys, they emulate Floyd. So guess what? They're not going to want to mix it up. Now, this is what bothers me about boxing and with the way people perceive Devin Haney in the situation with Linares. He got caught with one punch at the end of the round, and you know what I mean? And it woozed him at the bell. Loma gets knocked down. Loma gets tagged and get beat up by people. No one ever say he got exposed. But all of a sudden, Devin gets exposed. Floyd Mayweather versus Madonna. Madonna did the same thing, rocked Floyd with the last punch at the bell. And Floyd, you know, stumbled through the corner. No one said Floyd got exposed. So all of a sudden, Devin Haney's exposed. These guys are getting knocked down. Berlanga getting knocked down. Nobody's saying these guys are getting exposed. He didn't get exposed. He got hit. This is boxing.
Right. He did what he's supposed to do. He got out there, motherfucker. He won. If I'm hurt, I'm old. I can't even sweat him. I can't even sweat him for winning 10 rounds and, you know, and losing 2. He's still, at the end of the day, he lost 2 rounds. You know what I'm saying? If he lost the 2, you know what I'm saying? He lost 2 rounds. You know what I mean?
He beat up Linares better than Loma did. He had an excellent boxing performance.
Yeah, he did.
Listen, when Floyd got rocked by Shane Mosley, he got rocked and he had to hold until he got to the cell. No one said Floyd got moved. This new generation of boxing media and boxing fans and Twitter and all this stuff that's calling people exposed when it's not relevant. It's boxing. You know what I mean? And people just don't get it. They try to downplay people and put a negative connotation on their name.
Facts. Shit happens, man. And if Devin said it after the fight, and I'm gonna say it again, if Devin hadn't stepped in the pocket, he just would have beat his ass for 12 rounds. You know what I mean? He stepped in. Actually, I don't even want to do him like that because he was in and out the pocket the whole fight. You know what I mean? He was in and out the pocket the whole fight type shit. But he just happened to get caught in the 10th round, 11th round in the pocket type shit. But
But that's what's supposed to happen in a war. Hello, so all of a sudden Devin is not supposed to get stunned,
right?
Again, people overblew that because they're trying to diminish Devin. I just don't get it. You know what I mean? Devin has the WBC 135 title. They try to make it seem like it's a minor title, like he's not really the champion. I blame Eddie Hearn for that. I also blame WBC for that, and I blame the media. I blame Bob Arum. All of these guys are downplaying Devin Haney, and it's a shame to boxing. You can't even let this young man grow where he's on that NFB list, no black fighters list, and people are declining the champion. If you are a person, if you hold the interim title or you're the mandatory and you don't take the fight, you should be stripped of your ranking.
Facts.
You cannot fight for a position and then say, well, know what? I got the recognition, but no, I'm not going to fight the champion. You should be stripped of your ranking. You should automatically fall out of the top 10 ranking just for, you know what I mean?
Tim Tszyu. Go ahead. I'm just fucking with you.
No, I mean, that's what it is, man.
Tim Tszyu did that too, by the way. We had that too.
Tim Tszyu did what?
He got to the mandatory and said, I'm gonna let Charlo and Castano fight.
Well, you and I I think that's the first time I was on your channel, man. You had to talk about that. We had to talk about that. You know what I mean? Because I believe that, the boxing is stopping that. That should be undisputed is right there. That's the priority. That should be the priority of all sanctioning bodies of boxing, period. But no one has even talked about the rematch for the Castaño rematch yet. It is so horrible. Do you know what's so horrible? Think about this. No one questions if AJ going to get his rematches because he's automatically going to get rematches. And that's that. You know what I mean? It's certain fighters that's going to automatically, you're going to rematch and you're going to see the fight, and that's what it is. But why aren't they giving that same respect to Charlo? This is for undisputed. You know what I mean? This is history.
You ain't lying about that one. The D-High said Jaime Munguia is number one in three sanctioning bodies and has not. He said Jaime Munguia is number one in three sanctioning bodies and he's not challenging for any fucking belt. Strip that boy. On God, the man number one. I looked at it and I said, bro, the man is number one, number two, number three. Bro, this man ain't. He been sitting down for years, bro. They've been talking about this nigga for years. He just been sitting down for years. Bro. I'm like, bro, this man gonna fight anybody. He got like 30 fights though. Well, he was nobody I know. He just now finna fight Rosado, and they keep putting Rosado out there. Like, I don't know. I mean, he get like more chances than I don't know, but yeah. Go ahead.
No, I'm just piggybacking off of what you're saying. Right. He's just sitting there. They're not fighting Charlo. Again, this NFB, this no black fighters list. You know what I mean? It's a real thing.
Fighting Charlo though, on the real, like we give Jamal a hard time because Jamal's stupid. But Jamal, we want to say Benavidez this, Benavidez that, but that's a different weight class. But honestly, Jamal is one of the more dumb people. And we can feel how you want to feel about Andrade. Now, we got that Andrade thing, going on too with them. But outside of Andrade, realistically, nobody else, Jamal Charlo in his division, he won't smoke with everybody. If you take out Andrade, I give y'all Andrade. But if you take out Andrade, and it's fucked up because they both got belts, but they got their own thing going on type shit. So
did you see the vid I made on the no black fighter list?
No, I didn't. I need to check that just now. He's at 37 fights. He got 37 fights. He got 37 fights against nobody. He said Rosado been above 10 losses. He keep getting fights because he suck.
Yeah, man. What's happening to Andre? I think Andre and Devin Haney, what's happening to both of them is horrible. It's just disgusting. And both of them are on the zone. Look, both of them are on the zone. You know what I mean? Right. And then the zone, when it comes to the 160 with Andre, the zone got GGG as a champion. They got Andre as a champion. You know what I mean? That should have been happening. You know what I mean? They got Munguia. He is supposed to be one of their top fighters. They could have made the deal with the fight Murata. Nobody is giving. I mean, it's horrible how they're just destroying Andre's career.
Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this nigga? Nigga said Murata. No, I'm just playing. I'm just fucking with you. But bro, I swear to God, Murata came out of nowhere. The folks like Triple G fight Murata. I was like, who the fuck is this? Like, he got a belt. He's
another Japanese bum. He's another Japanese. People say don't use the word bum. I use the word bum. The reason why I use the word bum is if you're a pretender.
How did he get a major belt? They told me this man got a vacant belt without fighting. Is that true?
That happens. Hey, listen, if you're aligned with Bob Arum, those things happen all the time, buddy.
You with Bob Arum?
Yep.
Murata?
Yeah, Murata's with Top Rank.
What belt he got? He got WBO? What belt he got?
No, Andre got the WBO.
Facts.
He got the what's this?
WBA.
WBA.
Damn.
Because GGG got the IBF.
Yep. Damn, that's crazy. That man, this bro, I said this nigga got a belt. I never heard. I was real shit. I know it's a lot of people I don't know about, bro. But I'm a hardcore. How I never heard of a champion that was listed. You know what I'm saying? He's currently. I never heard of this nigga. Not once. Not once. Dude. Before he got a belt. Before I found out about him when Triple G was fighting. No cap.
These guys are invisible, and you know what I mean. But like I said, it's crazy. But the fights are there to be made. But you got to understand with Eddie Hearn's situation. All they wanted to do, Eddie Hearn told people. I put the video out there where Eddie Hearn saying you're not getting those fights unless you come to the zone. You got to sign with the zone. He even told Charlo, oh Charlo, you ain't getting no fights until you sign with the zone. And people, you know what I mean? So what they're trying to do is hoard all the belts until they want Charlo to drop the belt and move up, and then they'll put somebody in there to fight for the vacant. And that way, once the zone get all the belts, then they'll have like a UFC type of situation, and they won't fight nobody else but their own. You know what I mean? And that's how they'll finagle it. They'll have their own competitions amongst their own, and that's what they're trying to do.
And then they get mad at Floyd for actually saying we'll just make in-house fights. Y'all mad at Floyd because he did it, but they were them folks been doing their whole goddamn lives.
Bingo. They get mad at Floyd, but that's what Bob Arum does. That's what Eddie Hearn do. All these promoters are doing it, but you get mad at Floyd. See, Floyd, I wish Floyd would choose his words carefully. Floyd is being vindictive because he has a horrible relationship with Bob because the way Bob treats him. Had him playing the background.
Floyd know he the op. Floyd know he the op, so he just like fuck it.
Yeah. Listen, we know Tank gonna fight other people. We know Tank gonna fight other people. We know this. They was trying to make the Ryan Garcia fight. Okay, that's a DAZN fighter. So people all making that even a story is ridiculous because nobody's making a story that all with Bob Arum and his stars fighting in house, or Eddie Hearn and his stars fighting in house. But you're gonna take a sound bite from Floyd and act like that's not how the business is run. When HBO and Showtime was on, HBO fighters didn't fight Showtime fighters. Showtime fighters didn't fight HBO fighters. You understand what I'm saying? If like when Floyd fought Manny, it was HBO versus Showtime. They had to come together and do a joint. You know what I mean? When Tyson fought Lennox Lewis, it was HBO versus Showtime. Those are rare events versus HBO Showtime. Other than that, they just stay on their side. Tim Bradley only fought in-house fighters.
Facts. We get the biggest fights when we get the cross promotional companies. No fights. Those be the biggest fights. Those feel the biggest because we get both of them working together. Type shit. And that's why they feel the biggest, because they do be the biggest fight. They be worth the most money type shit. Them the just I fuck. But like their Wilder card, they just was historic, not just because Tyson Fury Wilder, but the whole really card when you really go look at the just that was on there. There was some good ass fights, that took place on that card type shit. But go ahead, my bad.
No. I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, that was that's when, because you're going to get the best of the best, right? But the reason why they don't do it like that now is, again, you got to look at Bob Arum. The Bob Mafia controls boxing, okay? Right. And so if they are lowballing their fighters, you know what I mean? They want, their interest is only in their pocket. Bob Arum makes more than all that.
They got to keep their pimp hand strong. They tell they fight that y'all ain't worth shit. Now they fight ain't been worth shit for so long. They believe it. So when these other fights come asking for all this money, they're like, "Hey, how dare you ask for all this money? We can't give you this money," because then they gonna know how much they worth. We can't give you this shit. You worth $1 million and they worth $3 million, even though they really worth $6 and you really worth $8 million. We ain't paying them one of you motherfucking shit. Go ahead, Trap. I mean. Go ahead, too.
No, I mean, everything you're saying is valid, but that's Bob Arum's swan song. I can't find the money. We can't find the money. How am I going to get the money? But all of a sudden, you get the money with a fight you want. But it's not but Bob Arum, this is what he does. He wants himself to be like Dana White in the UFC. When Bob Arum puts on a show, it's not about the fighter. It's always about Top Rank. So therefore, when fighters sign for him, they fighting for $1 million and $2 million, but they should be making $10 million. Then they don't complain. He's like, he's almost like a pimp. You know what I mean? He's like just feeding them little bit by little. You know what I mean? And then
We in the
they
red.
become satisfied with it.
We in the
Terrence
red.
Crawford making $4 million for being, he was undisputed. Do they ever talk about him being undisputed? They don't even bring that up. They should have been marketing that. Terrence Crawford should have been all over everybody airwaves. But Bob Arum sabotaged him because he's not one of his artificially anointed, chosen. You know what I mean? Think about Loma. Loma, 1-0, got a title shot. You know, lost that title shot to Salido, and then 1-1 got the same title shot for the same belt. This is what artificial anointing is all about. The reason being, Bob Arum wanted to get that middle America white audience. He wanted to get that European audience. So he's thinking about dollar. He's not really thinking about the best. This is the reason why he, you know, Loma at 15-2 and 11 KOs only was fighting C-level fighters. This is the reason why Burchelt was actually Loma's WBO mandatory from 2016 to 2018. Okay, he was Loma's WBO mandatory. He never fought him. Loma moved up to fight Linares at 135 instead of fighting Burchelt. And then we know Loma obviously took the franchise instead of fighting his mandatory and Devin Haney. So Loma, you know, when it comes to tough fights, you don't want him. And you know, we see why. He's limited in some capacities. You know, but again, Bob Arum, that's his specialty. Underpay you while making the most for my company. We don't know the sponsorship fees that Bob Arum gets. We know he got this contract with ESPN, but we don't know the other fees and the international fees and everything else. See, the promoter is really not supposed to be the one that's controlling it. The fighters are supposed to control that as far as making the lion's share. But when you're aligned with top rank is always going to make more than you. And that's the sad part about it.
Yeah. Though what I was finna say, I said Bob Arum be saying he in the red. I ain't got no money. But yet you getting rich as a motherfucker. We clearly see your bank account growing massively. But you feeding them crumbs. But you feeding them crumbs though. Your shit is growing.
Bob Arum might get 20 million, 10, let's say for a Loma fight. Bob Arum might, from ESPN and all that stuff, Bob Arum and all the sponsorship, he might pocket 25 million, right? But yeah, he paying the fighters, including Loma, the fight purses, everything probably add up to no more than 6 million. But he's getting the gate, the rights fees, all these other fees that he's getting, and he's pimping his fighters. And this is the reason why they have this, you know, this situation where they are beholden to their masters, like Terrence Crawford. You know what I mean? He became, you know, what was that? The Stockholm syndrome. You know what I mean? Like he knew he wasn't making his worth. He knew Bob Arum was promising things he wasn't delivering, but he was comfortable with making $3 and $4 million. He was comfortable with that. Now, who wouldn't be comfortable with that? Yeah. What Floyd said is, I know my value and I know my worth, and I'm not comfortable with that.
Bingo.
And he broke that mold. But when you with Bob Arum, Mikey Garcia, even Mike Garcia said, I will never work with Bob Arum again.
Bob Arum, this is what I be saying. Right now, Bob Arum out of touch with black fighters and superstars, but he could build prospects. He could promote the shit out you because he got the belt.
100%.
He can promote the shit out you, big joy. But once you get to a certain level, you got to leave Bob Arum if you want to reach your maximum potential.
100%. 100%. That's because Bob Arum owns the media. He owns boxing media. When you think of the Ring magazine, even though it's owned by Oscar De La Hoya, who controls it? Bob Arum controls it. When you look at the fighters who are always at the top, now I think you're an Inoue fan, right?
No. Who told you that?
Okay.
No, they lied.
Okay. To you, no. I had so many debates with Inoue.
He is in my top 10 pound for pound though, if they make me a fan, but I'm not a fan of his. You know.
Okay, if he's in top 10, I'm not gonna argue with that. But for him to be ahead of Earl and ahead of
That's disrespectful. Yeah, I don't fuck with that.
It's disrespectful. You realize they always say in order to be rated high and pound for pound, you got to be unified or whatever. He just unified against Filipino Flash.
Casimiro?
No.
Donaire.
He just unified. So he had never been unified, but even though he wasn't unified, they had him ranked at number 6 pound for pound. And he only had one title. But yet Tank is destroying everybody. They don't even sniff him on their list. Errol Spence, the number 1 at 147, which is the glory. The heavyweights and welterweight are the glory divisions of boxing. Errol Spence fighting everybody, never ducked nobody. Fighting the top people. How could you disrespect boxing by putting Inoue above him?
And it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Every time somebody wins, they want to drop Earl. Every time, like, bro, I'm finna step. That's why I stopped looking at it, because it should be on your angle. I'm like, bro, I hate because I don't. You know it's slanted because those guys work for you. Those are top-ranked ESPN guys.
Absolutely.
The fact that Earl, this is how I look at the fact that Earl even on there now. I know Earl is really, damn near number 1, number 2, because y'all got him up there to begin with, because you can't deny him no more. I remember they didn't mention Earl Spence. They didn't put him on the list at all. But now he's at a point where they can't deny him no more. And I think Tank will be at that point next year.
Well, Tank is going to force his way. The reason why Tank is going to force his way because in 2022 he's going to fight Loma. He's going to either fight Loma or Teofimo. He's going to fight one of these guys that you guys call great, and he's going to knock him out. So you can't deny him at that point. But guess what? They'll still have Inoue ahead of him. But Inoue has never done anything. You know what? They say Devin Haney was exposed, right, for getting rocked by the last punch of the bell, right? But Donaire broke. They say Haney was exposed, but Donaire broke Inoue's eye socket. You know what I mean? Did they ever call him exposed for getting hurt by Donaire? Never once. I'm telling you, man, racism is real.
He got put in the hospital by old man Donaire.
He broke his eye socket. He almost stopped him. In that round.
Yeah, I saw.
They never ever say he was exposed.
I said, bro. Anyway, damn near quit. He did take a knee, didn't he? He did take a knee, didn't he? I saw that shit. He damn near got up. He damn near stopped it there. No cap.
You already know what it is.
The fight.
You already know what it is.
The fight for him is to go up. The thing for him is to go up to 122. Now let me say this. Not an Inoue fan, but let me tell you this. To his credit, I did see him at a couple 122 fights. Lately, he has been going to a couple 122 fights. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he's thinking of
who went to Inoue never fought at 122.
No. He went to scout. He went to some fights. He went to a couple.
He needs to move up and fight Cool Boy Steph. That's what he needs to do. And you know what?
He went to Figueroa Neri, and then he went to one more that I can't think of right now. But he went to 2 fights for sure at 122. So I think he's scouting the scene. That's the only reason I could think why you would be there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm never saying he shouldn't be in anybody. I don't do the pound for pound list, but I'm not saying he shouldn't be on people's pound for pound top 10. But he is not above. He should not be above Josh Taylor. You know what I mean? This is the crazy. This man just ran the gauntlet, and he's undisputed. But idiots got Inoue at number 2. It doesn't make any sense, brother. It makes no sense at all because it's called propaganda, artificial annoyance. And when Bob Arum controls the media, he can do anything he wants. Because think about the way they do it is they got these deals with Bob Arum. We get your fighters up there, then guess what? Then all of a sudden our papers start popping. Then Bob Arum is paying us this payola, and he's keeping us in business. So it's a mutually beneficial for them. But my thing is fans should stop being gullible and only basing you know what I mean, your respect for fighters based on what you see media writing about, because
And
media
also,
don't write about Gary Antoine Russell.
Right. Check.
Gary,
ESPN so strong. ESPN so strong. The casual fan, even the fan just beginning to get into boxing, they go straight to ESPN and they go straight to Fox and they go, you know, straight to AB and they go hear all that bullshit that they spew and they go get spewed that way anyway. The a different person go seek knowledge on their own. It's not even, most times it's not even people on purpose even being, you know, believing the shit that they hear. Just that's the only, some people only look at ESPN. You know what I'm saying? Some people only really know boxing on TV. You know what I'm saying? Type shit.
The worst thing that could happen to ESPN was to actually align with a promoter and get into boxing like that. When they had ESPN Friday night bum bashes, they, you know, it was just okay. You go see prospects or whatever. But the moment they aligned with Bob Arum, then that's when they begin to push propaganda. That's when I lost all respect for that. So when I read ESPN and I don't respect anything they have to say about boxing right now, because I know it's not coming from a genuine.
You hear that bullshit
I know it's not coming from an objective perspective.
You heard that bullshit they said about Deontay Wilder and Westbrook? I saw my brother Blue Blood video. Did you hear this shit they said about Deontay and Westbrook?
No.
They said Chris Broussard, these niggas need to stop speaking on boxing in general. Okay, they need to put you up there, Blue Blood, Kurt Anderson, you know, Drew Tyler, y'all niggas. These niggas, Chris Broussard said Deontay Wilder is like Russell Westbrook because he's just an athlete with no skills, and he's not one of the he's not a Hall of Fame boxer. He's not one of the best boxers of all time, type shit or some shit like that. He just got a good record, you know, stats. He got good stats, but he got no skill. I'm like, bro, why would you even put that shit out there in the people's mind? And you on the fucking black network, nigga. You on Fox. You on the nigga network. Why would you even put this shit out there like that?
Listen, Deontay Wilder.
I'd be mad as hell when you do that shit. I'd be mad as hell.
Deontay Wilder was 40-0. 40-0. 41.
Before you get into it,
40 knockouts. And
like 1 million people heard that shit. 2 million, like 3, like so many people heard that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. Like this is bullshit.
It is, but that's my point. You can't, regardless. We understand that he had limited as far as his boxing. Why? Because his one trick that he had was the most exciting thing to watch in boxing.
But to say he not Hall of Fame, he not one of the best.
Well, he is Hall of Fame. You can't. He defended his title 10 times over a 5-year span. You know what I mean? He was, you know, he out of 42 wins, he got 41 knockouts. Come on, that's Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? He's come on. He is Hall of Fame. He might not be there the way you want, but you know what's so funny? Think about this. People call Joe Frazier great, right? The great Joe Frazier. How did Joe Frazier get great? Off his trilogies with Muhammad Ali, right? So my whole thing is it takes two to tangle, right? If you look at Joe Frazier's resume before Muhammad Ali, you're not going to see a name you recognize. You know what I'm saying? But they'll call him great based on his Muhammad Ali win.
And he is great. He is great, but
but listen, you got. But what I'm trying to say, I'm not saying you shouldn't call him what he is. Call him that. But what I'm saying is, you know, he lost to George Foreman. He lost several other step-up fights. But my point is this: they use, you know, so they use the greatness from the past. Greatness is their criteria. But then you want to say Deontay Wilder hasn't accomplished the same when his only losses were to Tyson Fury, the one that you guys say is the best heavyweight of the generation. So if you're saying he's the best and he only lost to the best, how can he not be great?
Facts. He only lost, right? He only lost to the guy that y'all say, you know, Tyson Fury, the best heavyweight of this era, right? If this is the only loss, you know what I mean? And eventually, them other people go fight him because they gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? AJ run out of people to fight, and if he lose the Usyk, it's over with. So he eventually he would have to get his checks and shit. And he with Eddie Hearn forever. So Eddie Hearn gonna make him fight for the folks. He gonna run the gauntlet. You know what I'm saying? That's what, so them jumps eventually go happen. They avoided Deontay Wilder, man. That's the thing. The 10 tight defenses alone get him in the Hall of Fame type shit.
Well, it's just again, again the excitement. Look, he didn't need Fury, and he still had his own fan base. Without Fury, he was still putting thousands in the seat. He was still, you know what I mean, doing excellent numbers and things of that nature. So Tyson Fury without Deontay Wilder is nothing. Tyson Fury without Deontay Wilder is putting 3,000 people, selling 3,000 tickets and then comping 3,000 tickets. You know what I mean? So Tyson Fury without Deontay Wilder is selling 1,200 tickets and comping 2,500 tickets in Vegas. So Deontay Wilder, people who recognize, you know what I mean, his greatness for what it is. No one said he was the best technical boxer. George Foreman was never a great technical boxer. He was known for knocking people out. You know, when he was young, he was just killing them. So recognize Wilder for what he is. People want to bring up flaws. Everybody has flaws, but he didn't make it to where he is based on flaws. He made it to where he is based on his strengths. And he gave the world one of the greatest heavyweight fights you're ever going to see. You know what I mean? He knocked down Fury twice. Fury knocked him down 3 times. It was an incredible, incredible fight. And Wilder was fighting on fumes after the 3rd round. He was on fumes. He had nothing in the tank, and he was still winning at the end of the rounds. He had Fury out, almost out on several of those at the end of the rounds throughout the fight. But you know what I mean? So, but you want to call Fury great, but you can't call the man who put him on his ass 4 times and 3 fights great. Doesn't make any sense.
He said Fox and ESPN, they didn't even have boxing analysts. They be having football players and basketball analysts talk facts, bro. This should be making me bad. I'm like, but these folks don't know what the fuck. Why is Chris Broussard even up here? Said it's hard, but y'all don't know shit, bro. What the fuck is y'all spread all this fucking false information, and people actually listen to y'all, look up to y'all. Y'all need to do y'all fucking job and really learn some boxing, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all need to do y'all fucking jobs and learn some boxing, bro. Cause y'all misleading the people out here. And that ain't what's up, man. I said, bro, y'all really gonna sit here and spew all this nonsense about Deontay Wilder on this fucking public platform like that. I said, y'all got the mic to say anything y'all want to say. Y'all niggas is trying to keep y'all jobs on. ESPN want to try to talk down on all the niggas, though. That's what it is. That's what I think it is. Y'all niggas ain't Stuart Scott.
Well, we already know Tim Bradley. He's definitely a career long house one.
I'm gonna get him a smidge of him and Andre. I'm gonna get him a smidge of the credit, especially Andre. I'm gonna get him a smidge of the credit for lately. I think that Valdez thing was the last straw for them. They was like, oh hell no, I'm through. I can't endorse this shit. I think they was like, I can't endorse this shit no more. Cause it's like after that Valdez shit, they whole different niggas now. To be real with you, no cap. Like for real, like I just like they ain't pulling no punches.
Yeah, the Valdez thing is, again, it shows the racism in boxing. Is if you're not black, you can cheat. You know, if you ain't black, you can go ahead and cheat. We're gonna wink. Tea. Well, guess what? I wanted to see this tea. Where's this tea? This herbal tea. Show us the package of this herbal tea that you were drinking, so we can buy a pack ourselves, so we can look at it ourselves. Man, again, them guys are cheaters. And that's what it is. Canelo, I'm gonna send you. I got to log on my laptop, but Canelo, if you look at his body transformation, think about this. Canelo had the same fight planned for September, Mexican holiday, right? Mexican Independence Day, and he didn't want to do it. The reason being is because he was cycling off. And if you see his body transformation, you can definitely see Canelo ain't never been like this. You know what I'm saying? So.
How you gain 25 pounds and you still the same speed?
and now he's super. All of a sudden, he just super cut. But the thing is, why didn't you take this fight in September? You didn't gain anything more from September than you did from November. What he knew was, uh, I can't get tested right now, and then I'm gonna pop for something. So let me cycle this off, and let me go ahead and get this going. I'm gonna send you this. Let me log on so I can send you this video. You got to see this because Eddie Hearn says the same thing about it. Eddie Hearn says that about Canelo, that he's a cheater and he's gonna, he's gonna be tarnished for life, and that he should have been jailed and should have been in prison. You know what I mean, for this. And everybody know from the Golovkin fight they were already suspicious, but now after the way they saw his physique, then they really know what's going on. Eddie Hearn said this about Canelo. So let me get this. Hold on, let me
My bad, chick. No.
I'm
my boy. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna get this video. I'm okay. Get this video.
Shout out my boy 7BA 7B1. He said, take your ass to www.shayworld.com and fix that today. The CBD works great as a post-workout massage. Peppermint has Nella, Palm Nella, Lavender, Orange, B1 Royal. B1B Royal. I got that peppermint joint, I got that orange joint, and I got that lavender joint in there. I ain't got that Hasnell or that Palm Nella. This shit do work though. When he said take your ass head to shayroll.com, he was talking about me. I took my ass head to shayroll.com and I got the peppermint sitting in front of me. I got the lavender and the orange back there right now. I don't go nowhere without this shit. This is shit I've been putting on my lips the whole time. Y'all been seeing me digging there and put this shit on my lips. This is shit I've been putting on my motherfucking lips the whole time. You know what I'm saying? I be putting this shit on my own shit like that. Because I get eczema and shit, you know what I'm saying? I had that big old dot in my forehead. I'm telling you, my big old dot been going down since I've been using this. This shit actually works. This is not just me kicking shit. I use this shit. I endorse this shit. That's why I left this shit up there so long. I'm going to continue to leave that shit up there so long. You know what I'm saying? For all the action niggas out here, y'all know black don't crack unless you smoke, but you got to keep that shit oiled up because we a well-oiled machine. I got to go out there and get y'all CBD oils. Y'all know what I'm saying? Shout out my nigga 7B1. He said, thanks, bro. Where the T at? I be tired as hell sometimes. He said, boy, where the T? I be tired as hell sometimes. Man. Oh, God, I need the T2. That's me on some real shit. Give me the T2. I had went to hoop yesterday. I still can dunk and shit, but I don't jump as high. I want to get my motherfucking house back. I want to drink some tea so I can do matters. I want to get more than my house back. I want to be able to do motherfucking I want to be able to put the hole between my legs on the 10-foot gun because y'all know I'm a 6-foot nigga. I can dunk, but I can't put that hole between my legs. I want to be able to put the hole between my legs and shit. I want to just be able, the tomahawk and all that good shit. I want to be able to do some, some extravagant shit. I want to do some Donovan Mitchell shit. So I need the T2, goddamn it, so I can be dunking on niggas' heads again like I was when I was little type shit. Not even when I was little, goddamn it. I will be dunking on niggas' heads. I need the T. Matter of fact, yeah, I need the T so I can dunk on niggas like I was dunking on niggas in my prime. Canelo been in his prime 10 goddamn years. Let me stop. Don't do me like that. I was doing good, man. I was doing good. I was doing good not going in on Canelo. I was doing good not going in on Canelo. I said, no Canelo and y'all. He talking about his body. Damn. I can't play. I can't play chick. They gonna give me a strike, but I'm gonna play that joint. I'm gonna play that joint, chick. Oh God, I'm gonna play that joint. I need to go throw my jacket and shit on. They gonna come chill. Man, fine. But yeah, though, man. I appreciate he's over here, yeah, D-Hard. But yeah, shout out my guys. Hold on, let me get some more of this shit. My shit chapping up now. I ain't using it. I need you to put a lot on there. I be trying to put a lot on there because I'm on here with y'all. But I really be putting a lot of this shit on there. I just let this shit sit. But I can't let this shit sit on here in front of y'all because I'm just like I've been eating fried chicken and shit. So can't be on here like I be eating fried chicken and shit. Y'all gonna be screenshotting me. Look at 17. Look at this shit. Got some greens. He just ate some booty. He just got out the booty. Look at his mouth. Boy, shit's so crazy. Fuck it, I'm leaving her to shine this time. Y'all just have to let this shit be shining. Fuck it. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. He did his apple pie off the hook, though. Salute to my name. I'm God, I'm hungry as hell now. I was just in my mind thinking what the fuck I'm finna eat. Then I got a phone call. So we finna get active in a second. I'm finna get active in a second. So I'm really just waiting on that. But I'm most definitely finna give me some grub. I'm tired. I'm hungry as hell over here. I'm hungry as hell over here. My mouth dry as a motherfucker and some more shit. Shout out Checkmate Boxing sliding through the joint. Checkmate Boxing came through. Checkmate Boxing pretty much cooked for an hour and a half, y'all. Fuck with. I told y'all this is the people show. This is y'all show. Y'all can come on this joint. Y'all can cook as long as y'all want to. We on here. This men Check don't agree on every fucking thing. We agree on a lot of shit. We don't agree on every fucking thing. So we come through. We pop our shit. I think when we been online, it's because we didn't agree. We literally took our Twitter shit. When I be inviting people to come to Twitter and shit, Checkmate came. You know what I'm saying? When I invite people from Twitter to come here, Checkmate came. When I invite people from social media, from Facebook and shit, you know, some of them come. Checkmate one of the people that came. See, I fuck with people like that. Checkmate ain't scared of no, ain't scared of no goddamn smoke type shit. But yeah, so me and him actually been on here. I think we debated somewhere else once, and we debated here once. So I think it's the first time when we came on here, we really didn't have no goddamn debate. We weren't really debating. We was usually just, kicking shit on her. So shout out Checkmate Boxing for sliding through these things. That was real. That was a great show. I learned a lot during that show. That was real information. That's why I made this. That's exactly why I made this show. I made this show so I could, speak my body, not just tell y'all the tea and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I made this show so I could learn some shit because I don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm 30 years old. I can't know every fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? You don't fail until you feel like you know everything because you can't take in no more knowledge because you know everything. So you never too old to learn new shit. So this is why I do this shit so I can learn shit, hear opinion, hear my opinion. You know how that shit go. He says salute KQC in chat. Nigga, this ain't no damn KC. You in the wrong chat, damn miss. Nigga, do I look like KC's mind? Do I look like KC? Shout out KC. Here, the nigga ain't coming here. KCQQ ain't in here, nigga. Say no motherfucking. Say no motherfucking KCQQ, nigga. Shout out damn mess though. Shout out damn mess. You was in the wrong chat, bro. I hope you didn't put certain T in KQC chat. It's the wrong chat, G. It's that KQC chat. He said drop the link, T. All right, bet. A damn mess, a damn mess comer. He know what the fuck going on. That nigga said, you shout out KQC though. You in the double chat room? He still alive? He just still alive? He just still alive? I fuck with him too. He LDBC. I fuck with him too. I've been in his show a couple times. I done checked him out. He ain't one of them hating that old nigga. I checked him out. I fuck with him. I fuck with his show too. I just seen him on Fanon show too. I just seen him on Fanon show too. So yeah, I'm gonna check. He's in my bad son, ZT Treasure. Yeah, it's all good, damn man. I know you been in this motherfucker. You been in this motherfucker too. You been in this motherfucker. This ain't your first time, I know. And I know you really be in the chat though. So I know you one of the brothers. You be around this joint. You be around this joint, brother. I know. I know, brother. Yeah, what's up?
Hey, yeah, did you see that tweet?
Yeah. I couldn't play the sound. I'm gonna watch it. I can't play the sound because I don't know. I'm a little more. I be trying to get, I don't want my shit to get copyrighted.
Ain't no copyright. Ain't no copyright infringement.
See, I don't know. I see Fight Hub and shit. Sometimes they'll be.
No, because it's a compilation. So it's like Fight Hub, when they do it, they take it from, I do all the compilations. They will never give you, they've never gave me a copyright strike, nothing like that.
Not a strike, I mean a claim. Like they might not strike me though, but He did the singing. Oh, gee. Cool the fuck I drop in there too. Ah, yeah. I don't want to pay them for. I don't know. Cause they be giving me on some. I did the NBA game one time. They gave me. I ain't getting no striking up, but I got a little claim thing. All of them don't be strike. I'm actually clean the strikes now. I got strikes from showing Jameer. I got strikes from showing Jameer Charlo fight. That's how I got strikes.
But you know, that's under the Fair Use Act. You get to use for editorial reasons and things of that nature. So I don't have any like music in there, anything like that. It's just showing you.
I'm gonna play it. I can't say that though. Fair use commentary on. It's a fair use commentary on. What is it though? Like who in it? Let me see. The zone in here.
You don't know how to play it on your screen?
Nah, I don't got to produce my phone, G. I got two phones.
Okay.
You want them to see the actual video?
Yeah.
Nah, I see.
About the Canelo again, about that.
Yeah, you gotta pop your telephone. You gotta drop your Twitter in that junk so they can see the junk. Cause I already know this junk will be a bang. I know that will be a bang. I slick need to see. He said Julius Street said guy more cut up at 168 than he ever was at 54 and 60. Damn, man. That's wild though. We finna see though. We finna see. In the fight, what, next week? So when the weigh-in?
Next week. Next Friday.
Next Friday, nigga. That's a week away. Literally.
Yeah.
7 days. Oh, shit. What if Canelo missed weight?
But listen, listen to what Mauricio Suleiman said. Did you hear what Mauricio Suleiman said on that video?
What he said? Nah, I ain't played it. I'm scared to play it. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, just nobody gonna see it. You just
I'm gonna play.
You ain't gotta show nobody, but I want you to hear what Mauricio say.
He said he dropped the link. Oh, okay, hold on. All right, hold on.
Clenbuterol, it turns fat into muscle. It grows. It makes you.
Bro, use commentary only, bro. Use commentary only.
Can you give me any sort of comment on that? I mean, it doesn't really matter how long he's banned for. His reputation is finished in the sport. He's a great fighter, but who knows how long he's been cheating for? Should he be banned longer? Yeah. Should he be financially penalised? Absolutely. Like any crime, if there's no punishment, it's going to just encourage people to commit. No excuse for it. The same in doping. Cheating should be a criminal offence. There may be a life ban. So there you go.
This thing that happened with Canelo. I know you spoke a little bit about it, but
the truth is, either way, his reputation is tarnished forever.
He doesn't matter.
You fail the drugs test. You fail the drugs test. You look at his physique on the scales for the last Golovkin fight. Everyone is already suspicious, and even more so now.
Clenbuterol, it turns fat into muscle. It grows. It makes you.
What I will say is that it's terrible for boxing that the biggest superstar in the sport has failed a drugs test, and to do that illegally or to enhance that performance. I'm not talking about banning fighters. I'm talking about imprisoning people who do that. These guys, if they're cheating, they're breaking cycles. They know exactly what they're doing.
Warm river training. Yeah, warm river training. Lance Armstrong is doing warm river training. The Lance Armstrong is keep cycling.
These guys, if they're cheating, they're breaking cycles. They know exactly what they're doing.
She's looking tested positive.
Yeah. That nigga said.
Yeah. So Mauricio tell you what clenbuterol, he says, oh, it turns fat into muscles and make you big. And when you look at those body, what do you see?
That's why. And he did that. They raised it for him, so now he do this shit every time.
See, so when I'm slapping these dudes around, like don't argue with me. You argue with what these people are saying on tape. You know what I mean? They're always trying to come at me. No, don't come at me. All I'm doing is presenting the fact. You know. So when they say what clenbuterol do, if you taking something, a substance that turns your fat into muscle and makes you bigger, automatically that in itself, that's the definition of a PED, a performance enhancing drug. You understand what I'm saying? But they changed it so Mexican fighters can actually now get away with it. They normalized it. You know, when Valdez got caught with the amphetamine, you know, he said, "Oh, it's just like," Mauricio said, "Oh, it's just like taking 3 Red Bulls. It's not a PED." You see how they normalize things for certain people, you know. But if you're black, you're not going to get that crack. So I want people to see that as far as, you know, Canelo's new body. The fact that he, you know, the reason why he did not take the fight in September. You know what I mean? And to hear Eddie Hearn, his own promoter, telling him that he believes Canelo was a cheat. Come on, how are you going to defend that? You know, Eddie Hearn has never come out with a word and say, "Oh no, I don't think he's a cheat no more."
And he made it Caleb Plant for saying.
Right.
But he
so right. So Canelo is a bona fide cheat. You know what I mean? I don't respect cheaters. Like, there's a lot of people who cheat. You know what I mean? I don't respect cheaters like that. But combined with Canelo's weak record, when I say weak, his weak record since he's been on the zone, meaning, you know what I mean, fighting Yildirim and and Rocky Fielding, you know what I mean, and the old Cole. He would have never fought Kovalev when Kovalev was at the top of the game. When he fought Kovalev had already lost 5 of his last 10 fights. Right. You know what I mean? He was a drunkard. He's an alcoholic. You know what I mean? When he fought Kovalev, he was just going for the trinket, for the belt. He's like, okay, I got him at his lowest, and I'm gonna take advantage of it. So this is my issue with Canelo. I think he's a good fighter. Don't think he's the best. You're not gonna duck out of 160 and call yourself the best. Right. And then you're gonna get franchised, but yet he don't use the franchise for Yildirim.
Canelo had a chance to shut down the best boxer argument ever. And I'm gonna get up out of here in the second check. I'm finna get active. But I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna let you say what you finna say. But Canelo really had a chance to be the best boxer ever, y'all. Hear me out. Could have been undisputed at 160, 168 now, what he going for, and 175. The champion's already ready to fight him. Could have been undisputed as a man in 3 different divisions if he would have did what he's supposed to do and fought everybody. You know, if he would have beat him type deal. He really had a chance to be the greatest ever, and he blew it. But go ahead.
Yeah, he absolutely. He had the opportunity to do that, but he chose not to because he takes the path of least resistance. See, my argument is not with his skill. My argument is with his movement, and he's moving like a coward right now. You know what I mean? So I'm glad he took the step up for Plant, but guess what? He's fighting Plant, but when he fought, think about this. He fought when he fought Callum Smith, he also fought for David Benavidez' vacant belt. How do you fight a champion, a sitting champion, and then throw a vacant belt in the mix? It doesn't make any sense. He tried because he's cheapening his way to undisputed. He said, let me get this out of the way. But why has he? If you really was bad, you would have fought David Benavidez for his belt.
When
you know what I mean?
Right.
But now all of a sudden, yeah. So guess what? This is the reason why he underestimated Plant, and this is the reason why I'm putting at least $700. I'm putting $700 to $1,000 down, and I'm gonna walk away with over $30,000 and win it. You know what I mean? Because I know they're not giving Plant a chance, but I got it. But yeah, man, great convo. Always great to stop by and see you, my brother.
Appreciate you sliding through this.
Hey, can you? Oh, let me drop that link in the room real quick. Somebody wanted the video. Hold up. I just see it now. Hold up.
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah, I use one of check videos for my AJ admits Deontay Wilder. Eddie Hearn admit AJ duck Deontay Wilder. I use check. I gave him a shout out and that.
Hey, y'all can use any video. If I make it, y'all can use it. You know what I'm saying? Sharing is caring.
I see.
All right, soon as. Okay, 1 sec. I'm gonna drop it in the room. 1 second. Okay, do y'all see it?
Ain't popped up yet on mine. Huh? Let me come this way. Yeah, I see it. Yep, I see it. Yeah, that's the junk though. I'm gonna let that junk sit in there for a second. I'm finna go. Get something to eat for sure. Go get some.
Good topic, man. But as far as the below the 147, just to to kind of close that out, Tank to me is the most polished, fundamentally sound. To me, his boxing skills are equal to his power, and people just don't see that. And I love the fact that they overlook that, because this is how he gets you. So, boxing is in a good place right now.
Yeah, it is. It's growing. They won't tell you boxing. They won't tell you it's dead, but it's far from dead.
So who wanted the? So whoever wanted that video, I saw it in the text. You can go ahead and grab that video. Grab the link now.
Yeah, but my best, my top guy 140, like I said, would be Josh Taylor. I think Tank is the most talented guy. It's hard for me to pick somebody to beat Tank, right now, below 140. I think Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, let me say that, and Shakur Stevenson got the highest ceiling. I do think Chris Colbert or Shaq Foster. He's somebody said Frank Martin. That's a good underdog. I wouldn't have thought of Frank Martin. Are underdogs. You know what I mean? I do think those guys are underdogs type deal. But the best, I'd probably go Josh Taylor, Tank, Haney, Shakur. And if we count, Gary Russell, Gary Russell Jr.
Gary Antoine Russell?
Nah, the big Gary Russell.
The big one, the 140 or the 126?
126.
Okay, 126 is Gary Russell Jr. Yeah, the 140 Gary Antoine Russell.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Gary Russell Jr. It's how can I say? I don't know. I think he got into boxing. He's comfortable with making $1 million a year, and he's good. He don't put his body through pain. You know what I mean? He made this into a career. You know what I'm saying? He's not even because he's not trying to fight 2-3 times a year. That's never been his goal. So I just hope that Gary Antoine Russell follow a different path, because this brother is going to be a superstar.
Everybody like Antoine. I like Antonio too. All the Garys really.
Yeah, Antonio.
And Big Gary real motherfucker too. He's still a champion.
Antonio's at 122, right? Antonio down at 122. Now we need Inoue to step up and fight Antonio and also Cool Boy Steph.
Or Figueroa.
And Salim. And Salim is down there as well. So
Salim.
Look, he's cornered in. Listen, he's cornered in. You know, if they want y'all want to call Inoue great, then he got to step up to the plate. You know what I mean? Stop trying. You're 5'5". Inoue is the same height as Tank.
Right.
No need to be hiding around and in the weeds at 118.
118. That's crazy. That man fighting at 118.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
All right, my brother. Great convo. Always looking forward to the next. But next week is going to be the show, man. Next week. Oh my goodness. I'm going to talk so much mess, man. It's going to be crazy after I get my winnings. And I'm going to show my receipt. I'm going to screenshot
it. Yeah, next week is this the biggest fight since Wilder Fury, right? This the biggest judge since Wilder Fury. This one of them fight of the year candidates. Because right now, Wilder and Fury got it.
I'm telling everybody now who with 2 ears. I'm telling y'all right now, there's going to be an upset. The judges might score it differently, but I'm telling y'all, in that ring, Caleb Plant is going to outbox Canelo. I have zero doubt, none. Canelo has a slow prodding style, very low output. He wants to hurt you with every shot. Plant is going to, I'm telling you, Canelo going to act like Plant can't hurt him. Remember, this is not a 154 guy. You know what I mean? What is your punch resistance? You know what I mean? You was getting rocked by a 154 guy. So you haven't really, you obviously, we know GGG was rocking him. So now you're fighting a guy who's bigger than GGG. You know what I mean? Who ain't scared of you? Man, I'm looking forward to it.
Who gonna hit you back? Yeah, it's finna get good. It's finna get good though, man. It's finna get. I think a lot of people he got a lot better chance than a lot of people want to give him, man. He got. It's finna get good. I like the odds though. I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at the odds. I ain't mad at him at all. Because I think he really do got a chance to make it look pretty easy. Some people feel like he can't beat him on the cards. He got the chance to make it look extra easy. It might look like, not necessarily in choreography, but, just like, him, like a guy getting, outclassed in the sense. And I just see what I said. Like Winky Wright versus Fernando Vargas in the sense. It could have that kind of feel to it type deal.
All people got to do is watch Plant last 3 fights and watch Canelo last 3 fights. You tell me. That's it. If people can't see the eye test of what Plant is doing in that ring is better than what Canelo's been doing in that ring, I can tell you. And like I said, what he did with Ustagi, however you pronounce it, the power puncher, he floored him and then he was making him miss. And Ustagi got faster hands than Canelo. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you, I'm ready for this upset. I'm going to act the ass. I'm going to get blocked by many people on Twitter. And I'm going to enjoy it.
Facts, man. Me too, goddamn. We are going to enjoy it. But man,
all right, my brother.
I'm gonna get. He said facts, and with War helping, it just makes it even better. Yes, finna get good. I need to see Ward ass in the corner that night, goddamn. They need to have his ass. But appreciate Checkmate Boston sliding through this judge. I'm finna get up out of here. I'm finna go and get active. Good show. Glad all my people came through. Appreciate all the super chats, all love I got. I think I got what I get today. I got 2 20s. 10 some shit. Y'all fold your boy today. Appreciate that. Appreciate my guy Checkmate Boxing coming here dropping all this knowledge on us today. very, very, very enjoyable certainty today. I was a fan of that. I just sat here and listened. You know, I was a listener today, and I enjoyed listening to a good show. I like to do that too. So I got a chance to watch my own show on my show today. Shout out my guy, Chick Boxing. Let all the people play. Let all the people. Let me see what y'all gave me. Let me see what y'all gave me 20 likes before I get up. But y'all know I already got to see what y'all gave me before I get up out of here, so I can talk shit about y'all. Thank y'all.
Best cheap American drone industry.
Let me see what y'all gave me. What y'all gave me? 23. I take 23. I be trying to get past 20. I take 23. Y'all didn't do as good today, but it's okay. It's okay, y'all. We gonna get together. We gonna try again next time. Shout out my good people sliding through this. AB D Half, my guy Checkmate at the Minister BA71 with the Super Chat St. Louis Mix. My guy AB, Foxy Brown, Blue Blood Sports TV. All my good folks. Appreciate y'all sliding through this gym. My jump Mark Casey. My guy Mark Casey. Appreciate all y'all sliding through this gym. Don't skin the hard away, certainty. This ain't the past. This ain't the future, but this the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Look.